Hello there. I was going to say I have a hint of a cold, or it's just there's a hint of a chill in my apartment. Let's see, make sure my camera's clean, or as clean as I can make it. Looks pretty good. Got my phone on. I got my big bright light behind me. We don't want to have that big bright light behind me. Lower back's still sore. Oh, that cracked a little bit. Oh, good morning, Narinder. How are you? How are you doing this morning? Can I turn on my fireplace? You guys turn on your fireplace too if you want. You go to YouTube. And you sit here. And there it is. You click on your coffee with Ken, except you won't have coffee with Ken. And then you go to this fireplace. And then you'll have this sweet roaring fire. Might want to turn the volume down if you're me a little bit and you're watching a movie last night. What movie did I watch? What movie did I watch? I almost hear the coffee's just about done. Oh, it's like my candle. Got the candle lit. I think we can sit here this morning. What do you think? Good morning. What is your name? Harlow or something? Barlow? Well, nice seeing you again. I am great. Get warmed up and enjoy your first sip. Oh, you know I'm going to, Narinder. I threw on a sweatshirt as a little extra heat. Let's take my water's kind of yucky. I'm gonna have to bring my water cups. We're gonna go get a cup of coffee and get situated. I'm feeling a little out of sorts the last couple weeks. Again, I got a lot on my mind, I think. I might always have a lot on my mind, but it's weighing on me a little heavier than I'd like. And not physically feeling that great either, just sore. Haven't been able to work out very well over the last few days. Maybe I expect too much. Maybe God wants me to take it easy. I don't feel like I'm in a position to take it easy. I feel like I've got a lot going on. Oh, Julie Flanagan. Again, I talked about it a couple weeks ago. That I was looking to move to Central Illinois to be a little closer to my two little ones. And I think, as excited as I am about doing that, I think there's a lot of stress in moving and finding work and finding housing and leaving a place where you feel, I don't know, at least a level of safety, which sounds silly to most of you, but for a guy that was living in his car 12 months ago, having a place with a bathtub and a roof, and to leave that feels scary a little bit to me. And I think I'm kind of trying to figure that out and haven't found a clear path to doing that yet. And it's got me feeling kind of out of sorts. But I'll tell you what I am happy about is this angle that we have where I can sit back and not be leaned over and looking at my side at you like I have been for a long, long time. You live, yes, well, yeah. I mean, I was in a pickle. I don't want to go through the whole story again. Flanagan's heard it so many times, she's going to stop watching. Narinder's even getting bored of me. But I was in my car for a couple months, and it was cold. It was cold. I was thinking about it this morning, and I still was doing my show. I would turn on the car, and I mean, it was 6 degrees one night. And I'm not talking Celsius for you around the world. 6 degrees is like, negative, I don't know, 15 or 20, I think, Celsius. Pack up my stuff, try and get the car warmed up a little bit, scraped off the ice on the windows, go to the local Dunkin' Donuts place, flirt with the cute little Indian woman that would serve me coffee every morning, and get my spot, and then go live with you guys every morning. You know, maybe it was easier because I had no other plan or no other choice. I had to go do something. I had to do something, so I kept moving. But now I've got my place, and I'm going, wow. And like some days I don't feel as energetic. I mean, I didn't feel that energetic. I felt in dire straits. But anyway, good morning, good morning, good morning to you. Hello, Alice. Thank you, Julie. My name is Ken Tracy, and this is Coffee with Ken. It is Friday morning. It is 6:08 a.m. It is January 2nd, second day of the new year. Are we all excited? I'm kind of laughing right now, so I don't know, I can't help but smile and laugh. I wouldn't describe my feelings at this moment, as excited. I'd say it's more fear and terror and anxiety than excitement. But probably behind all that terror and fear and anxiety is some excitement. But anyway, God is good and he helps us stay positive. Well, you're right about that, Narendra. I tell you, I think I think I was more faithful before I started reading the Bible. The irony of that is ridiculous. I don't know if you know what I mean. Terror, fear, etc. are all forms of excitement, my friend. It's how you know you're alive. Well, I appreciate that. Narendra wants to put her Christmas decorations away. They're now annoying her. Happy New Year to you. And anyway, as I was saying, it's Friday morning. Again, it's November 2nd. And this is Coffee with Ken. Coffee with Ken's a show I've done. Yes, Lisa Smith. I do remember when Lucy would tell Charlie to kick the football and he would pull it away. Jake said, faith doesn't necessarily equal Christianity or Judaism. I'll tell you, just my honest response, there's crazy, crazy Christians too. The one who take away or are angry at me for being honest about reading the Old Testament. And it's a huge turnoff. It's like, oh, you must be real weird if you felt that way reading the Old Testament. I'm telling you, you're really weird if you don't read the Old Testament and go, what the heck are these words in here? What the heck? You know? So anyway, yeah, maybe I don't want to be associated with this group of anything. And I've been hesitant to do it before. And I know when I go to church and I'm around the smiley, happy people, they're not these crazies that are messaging me crazy stuff. But there's crazies out there that are mean because you don't say what they want to hear, or that you don't follow the I don't know if the word's dogma of what they've been taught, or what you say confuses them. But I'm telling you, you read the words in the Old Testament, most of the Old Testament is not holy. I'll just give you an example. I had totally typical reading last night. I opened up Joshua 7 and 8. Chapter 7 is about, and you could interpret it different, but I'm reading from Joshua chapter 7 and 8. Chapter 7, the big part of the story is they find the Hebrew that stole some things in the previous invasion and hid him in his tent. So he had the whole Achan, I think is the guy's name. They pulled him and his family and all the people of Israel, stoned him to death. Chapter 8 is a rather gory tale of war where they take the city of Ai and kill every man, woman, and child and leave save the animals this time. And I'm not picking and choosing moments from the Old Testament that are ugly. I'm saying I'm going to read chapter 9 and 10 from Joshua tonight. And it's going to be ugliness again. It's going to be about somebody getting stoned to death or slaughter of something. And it is every chapter in the Old Testament. And if you don't believe me, it's because you haven't read it. And anybody that doesn't, you can find ways that God was frustrated, but he was bothered. And, you know, I don't know. If you read the Old Testament, I don't know how you're not yucked out. I just don't. I don't think there's any way to find a whole lot of goodness. And maybe the point of it is you need this horrid mood to be enlightened when Jesus shows up in the New Testament. Maybe. I'm hoping that's the point of this story, because it's just going to be more stoning people to death and slaughtering of cities, as I read tonight. I mean, in some ways, you could say that'd be a great book. It's like reading Lord of the Rings. I'm serious. But anyway, where was I? Coffee with Ken is a show I've done for quite some time. It is a show about me talking and sharing some feelings and sharing a little bit about the ups and downs we have in life. But for those that have been watching along, you know it is not just a show about me talking. You know it is also a show about me sharing my love of coffee. And with that in mind, I have a nice hot cup of coffee in front of me. And I am excited to have my first sip at this early hour. And my hope is wherever you are and whatever you're doing, that you got a hot cup of coffee in front of you as well. Cheers, Tess. Oh. Thank you, God, for that sip of coffee. Let me see. Barlow has suggestions. I apologize, I wasn't reading all that. The Old Testament is the history of the Israelites. It is folly to take those histories as the direct word of God. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. Thank you for saying that. I believe my sister, who passed, may her rest in peace, would have thought those were direct words of God. And I'm like, well, I mean, I get that these horrible things happen, but to act like God is leading it on or telling you to put every woman that's been with man to the sword is grotesque. And you save the ones that haven't been been with man, the young girls that are virgins, for yourselves. It's in there. It's in there. It's all over it. It's every chapter. It's every page. The pages that aren't that are the grotesquely specific details about how to worship God. It's just a huge turnoff. It's a huge turnoff. I'm surprised, disappointed. I really am. Wait, let's see. You really only see that attitude in American Protestants. The Catholic Orthodox churches do not believe in biblical liberalism. That is relatively new concept in Christianity. What's biblical liberalism? Doing a lot better. Who is that? Somebody's doing better. That makes me happy. I don't know. You're doing a lot better. Don't know if you remember me, and happy to say Jesus has been a big part of it all. He's healing me. He loves me as much as he wants to love everyone else. All right, well, way to go. I don't remember you, but way to go. Liberalism is taking everything in the Bible literally, and it's the literal word of God. I just don't understand how you slightly could. I mean, I almost think they were written by human beings. These words were not written by God. He didn't come down with his finger. And Jesus didn't write these either, these words. So I'm not sure how you could. And again, I kind of thought, because it's all part of the Holy Bible, it was going to be one warm and fuzzy connected scripture. And I've heard the grotesque detail about the way they butcher lambs and rams and every other kind of animal you can think of slaughtering and throwing their blood around like it's honestly, there's nothing, I don't know. It's yucky. And they put blood on the right earlobe and on the right toe of the priest who's got to wear a green robe and, it's really weird. And I'm surprised how little I knew how weird it was. Given I'm 57, I've generally never been that religious or faithful or spiritual and never read the Bible. But that my sister was running around chasing me saying, hey, Jesus Christ died on the cross for your sins. What do you think about that? Well, that sounds good, I guess. I'd prefer to you just say, Jesus loves me, but okay, if you want to say that, I guess. But the Old Testament's in there, and the Old Testament's yucky. Have I ever went inside the Vatican archive? No. No. Would I have access to it? Seems like the Pope might get mad if I started digging around the Vatican archive. So despite all that stuff, I'll tell you what, I still throw on some good praise or spiritual music, and it makes my heart soar. Makes me feel good. Yeah. Well, thank you, Allison. You just said God loves me. And this isn't me being a mean person. This is me being grossed out, being honest, and reading the Bible. I'm starting to wonder if God, I'm praying to somebody. Maybe I'm praying to Jesus. And maybe they're the same person. But I'm telling you, the God in the Old Testament, I don't find particularly appealing. Oh. I don't want to dive into the Old Testament, but it's really kind of hard for me. And I mean, maybe I should stop reading it. Maybe they should write a better version that doesn't turn off so many people that are trying to enhance their spirituality or their faith. Well, no, you don't have to be sorry. I just don't know. I just don't know. Up before the sun, I usually am. Did God make us in his image, or did mankind make up God to be in their image? Do those out of churches with the saints all around, some sort of feeling in there. But yeah, God is real. I'm not saying he's not real, but I'm just saying if you read the Old Testament, I just don't understand slightly how anyone could say it's not a savage book. It's either savage, which I'm happy to be into Joshua, by the way, because at least it's a steady story and stream that's kind of interesting to a young boy who likes reading about warfare and how they laid in siege and drew the people of Ai out, and then when they followed them out, they surrounded them and killed every man, woman, and child. At least I can read that as a story and go, well, this is sort of interesting. It's rather violent, but all right, I can roll with that. I watch violent movies. But if it's the parts that aren't like that are ridiculously poorly written and long and totally redundant. Numbers chapter 7. Read it. Read it. See if it makes you feel any bit better about anything. Or if it's the most ridiculously redundant piece of writing you've ever read. God is firm, strong God wrath isn't to be played with. That's why they say they don't fear man, but should definitely fear God. Yeah. If you got to go to God's wrath to bring me to spirituality, I'm not coming. If you find yourself in a spiritual position because you fear God's wrath, that's not appealing to me. And I'm going to stop talking about Christianity or spirituality or church if the backing of it is because people are frightened by God's wrath. Yeah, I don't want to pray to a God because I'm scared he's going to be pissed off if I don't. That doesn't lift me up. And I'd be disappointed as heck if I believed that at all. Somebody just said I need to gong the Bible and put it in timeout. I'm just hoping it gets nice. Because I go to church and they pull up passages and they sound warm and fuzzy and loving. And I go, hey, this appeals to me. So one day I said, I'm going to read the Bible. It's going to be filled with warm and loving quotes. It's not. It might get there, but it's certainly not yet. Hope it gets better. God doesn't care about what's appealing. All right, Allison. Well, I'm almost going to... Well, Allison, I don't believe you. I don't believe you. You can say it's the truth, but I don't believe you. I don't believe you. You're having your coffee vicariously through me today. Power is out and likely to be out for some time. That sounds horrific. Who are we to say what God can or can't do? Huh. It's not about wrath, it's about spiritual righteousness. That's why they call it righteous anger. You're allowed to be angry as long as it angers God and what he sees is wrong in his eyes. That just seems to me like a yeah. I'm grossed out by some of the attitudes on here. And it's no wonder why there's wars in this world and there's Palestine and Israel are killing each other. Because so many in here think they're right and everybody else is wrong. And I think that's disappointing. For me, it is. Yeah. 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 I think the attitude by various people here is pompous and condescending and a turnoff. And if your goal is to spread the word, you don't know how to do it very well. Have I read the Gospel of Jesus? You mean the New Testament? I haven't gotten to the New Testament yet. I've gotten to the Old Testament, and I'm struggling with it, and I'm not sure it's uplifting at all. Now I'm almost to the point I just want to see if I can do it. But I'm almost giving up on reading the Old Testament and any sort of spiritual value at all. Heaven isn't a place, it's a state of being. I've felt that way too. I think if you believe in if you have faith, you can live a heavenly life here on earth, and if you don't, it's a struggle. And I felt the struggle. I felt the struggle over the last week, and I wasn't sure if the struggle coincided with me reading the Bible or just put to these questions about my own path that lays ahead. I think Kathy's saying, stay in the Word. You mean keep reading? Okay, but I'm just telling you, from a guy that went in with an extremely open mind, reading the Old Testament is horrifically disappointing. I went in with an extremely open mind. I was naive and expecting it to be about Adam and Eve, and I knew there was some stuff, but I just didn't know it'd be page after page after page of slaughtering other peoples and ridiculous laws about how a woman, when she has her period, has to go hide in a tent for a week, or if a guy has a wet dream, he has to go outside the village and soak, and he'll be unclean for 2 weeks. It's just silly. God doesn't care if you're circumcised. God does not care if you're circumcised, or if you have a wet dream, or if a woman menstruates. The Old Testament thinks he does. The Old Testament says he does. It's crap. I mean it. I can't believe anyone's foolish enough to believe God believes what's in the Old Testament. If he does, he thinks you're unclean when you have your period, ladies. Do you think God thinks you're unclean and you should hide in a tent for a week during your cycle? Do you believe that? You're silly. Do you believe a man's unclean if he has a wet dream? No. Do you believe a lamb needs to be slaughtered and the blood thrown on an altar to... You think God cares about that stuff? He doesn't. Not mine. And I just find it so ridiculous that anybody could defend it. You're defending genocide and rape in this book. All over the place. All over the place. Don't tell me it's not rape. Oh. They take women prisoners, have sex with them, and then they say they're their wives. But if it's pleasing, if it's not pleasing, they can send them off. It's all over the Old Testament. And I just can't believe anyone's sitting here acting like it's not, or I'm misinterpreting it. I could pull any random page out of here, and it would either be boring as crud. There are laws written. The Old Testament is a bunch of old white men, or old men, I don't know what color, it doesn't matter what their skin is, trying to control society and say what's right and wrong. And I think it's supposed to say that. And if you watch The Chosen, the Pharisees are a bunch of nutcase old men that are trying to throw rocks at Jesus Christ because he's blasphemous. Jesus isn't blasphemous, guys. I think you guys are missing the story. Not every one of you, but anyone that doesn't acknowledge the savagery in the Old Testament is probably missing the point. Probably so afraid and so believing that God actually came down and wrote, woman, if you're having your cycle, you got to get out of town and go in a tent because you're unclean. It was some controlling group of men that wrote the Old Testament. They did. It wasn't God. It wasn't Jesus. And again, I kind of thought that they were holy words. I challenge anybody that disagrees, read it yourselves. Don't just go to church on Sunday and listen. Read it. Don't tell me you've read it before. You probably haven't. You probably jumped around or skimmed. I'm not cherry picking nuggets like I would say Christians do in the Quran. I would say Christians, I've heard nothing but how horrible the Quran is pretty much all my life because they talk about going to heaven and getting 70 virgins or whatever the numbers are. I'm just, we've all heard that. And therefore, Islam is some barbaric faith because there's a part of that in the Quran. I don't know if it's in the Quran or not. What I do know is in the Old Testament, it's butchery and savagery and yucky stuff. And I'm hoping, I've given up on it getting better. I'm just going to read it and go, okay, well, let's ignore the fact that chapter 9 is about stoning this family because some guy did this. And chapter 10 is about taking and raping and pillaging another civilization. All right, chapter 11, here we go. Here's what God exactly how he wants him to be worshipped. And 12, 13, 14 is about butchering animals and throwing the blood at the altar and this and that. I am telling you, I spent 3 months reading it. Yeah, somebody says we must be tolerant of religion. Yeah. No wonder there's wars in Israel and Palestine. Duh. Duh. God promised land to the Israelites, the land of milk and honey. It wasn't their waiting, there were people there. So he had commanded Israel to slaughter those people. I wonder why we have wars today, because we got religious nutcases that are believing this. You know? Yeah. The problem with Israel and Palestine is they push their problems on other countries. I don't know if that's the problem with Israel and Palestine. The problem is they don't get along. They don't get along in here either. You know, because I think we so believe, and Christians too. And I guess I'm disappointed. Because I listen to the songs and I love my church and I feel good there. But if you're going to defend this yuckiness, I'm not with you. Barlow said the whole point of the crucifixion is that we are all chosen now. Yeah, why did God have chosen people? What's up with that? And don't tell me it's because he promised Abraham they'd be the chosen people. What does that mean? That sounds racist. I mean, seriously, why are there chosen people? Okay, Ivy Bailey, I love that. You go not just reading the Bible, you believe in Jesus Christ. You go to church, you haven't read much of the Bible, you fully believe in Jesus Christ. I love it, and that's kind of where I was 3 months ago. And I started reading the Bible, and I go, what the heck? This is yucky. I'd be amazed how you could interpret it any other way, anybody else. I love that you have faith. I love that you go to church, you get good feelings, you fully believe in Jesus Christ, and you think he died on the cross for your sins. That's all warm and fuzzy to me. I kind of think if they downplayed the grotesqueness of the dying on the cross and focused more on the loving of us and forgiving us of our sins and stuff, that might go away. But yeah, I'm surprised that my pastor, who I look up to, walks around carrying this book, and I'll tell you what, cherry picks nice passages out of it when he reads it. I mean, I could almost, you want me to do an experiment? I don't want to talk about the Bible every day, but I mean, maybe it's the faith. I mean, I could just go, and read this, and within 2 lines, they're talking about stoning somebody or slaughtering somebody, about who's clean and not clean. It's not about love or faith or, forgiveness. It's not. It's about savagery and butchery. And maybe the point is it gets to, that's why Jesus comes. But I'm just surprised at how yucky it is. And again, I guess I don't know why I'm surprised, because I watched The Chosen and the Pharisees, who are these old people in the Bible. Anytime Jesus does anything, they're bringing out the rocks and throwing it at him. I mean, literally, they start throwing rocks at Jesus and the disciples. I mean, literally, why are we struggling condemning the Old Testament? It was the people of the Old Testament, the Israelites, that put Jesus Christ on the cross. I mean, maybe the Romans officially did it, but it's got, it's the people in the Old Testament, the chosen people that put Jesus Christ on the cross, that it demanded the Romans to do it. So I don't know why it's so bothersome that I question the Old Testament to anybody. Where's The Chosen? I'm telling you, it's a really good show. I think it might be on Netflix, but I think I watched it on Prime Video. If you haven't seen it, I think it's a great series. The bummer is it stopped at the 5th season, right as Judas is betraying Jesus. But if you want to see the rest of that, you could watch the first 5 seasons of The Chosen, and then watch Passion of the Christ, because it picks up exactly at the end of season 5. But that is just a vicious, grotesque, sort of inspirational movie about the horrific things that Jesus Christ went through over the last day or so, right up to his crucifixion. I don't know. I get something out of it, but I'm not sure what I get. It's a hard thing to watch. But if you want to really, I think The Chosen is great spiritually. If you want to really feel spiritually uplifted, watch the movie Risen. It's a beautiful movie from the perspective of a Roman soldier who experiences the crucifixion he experiences it as a guy who doesn't think it's just some other crucifixion, who just comes upon it and going, oh, I'm supposed to help with this crucifixion, and then goes through it, and it's from his perspective, the rebirth, and it's really beautiful. Yeah, it's really beautiful. Okay, Boulder Dash. Unfortunately, I don't think the Bible gave me as many answers that I was looking for. It seemed to be self-serving, just trying to sell you on something, so you stop going to church. Well, that's horrible. And Boulder Dash, I'm not saying you're horrible. I'm saying I'm not sure. I think the end result of that, but it's a little bit what I'm saying. I'm reading the Old Testament, and I've only on page like 170, and I still got 300 more pages, and it's got me questioning my faith and feeling ugh. Boulder Dash said people are so infatuated with the crucifixion. Literally thousands were crucified. I wonder about that a little too. It's really horrific being crucified, but you're right. There's 2 guys right next to Jesus getting crucified. Somebody said, I can question the books all I want. In Islam, I can't. All right, Kathos, you have a wonderful day as well. If you were born and grew up in India, would you be Hindu, Ken? Does where you grow up are taught it? Would I be Hindu? I don't know. I assume. Well, I wasn't even raised religious or spiritual here. But no doubt living in the United States, exposes you to Christianity. And if I was living, I'd probably be experiencing the same thing, whether I was in India. I would have probably not been raised. I guess I'd have a different family. They might have raised me different. But certainly where you're born impacts what you believe in. Somebody said India has many Christians. Yeah, I wonder how many though. Passion of the Christ was made by Mel Gibson because he is a Catholic and wanted to tell the story. He did get a lot of criticism for it. Oh yeah, but I think he also might have won Best Picture or something like that. Are made about the crucifixion and not about the world of Jesus. So where you grow up is where you would have different beliefs. Yeah, certainly where you grow up impacts your beliefs. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Hold on, let me get some more coffee. I saw, it's interesting because I do this show, and I'm wondering if I'm the only one that feels these things or has these thoughts. And I've been very open about my beliefs that came from me or from God, because they're my beliefs, but not by doing any research whatsoever on like alcoholism and whether it's disease and addiction and all this. And I've spoken openly about it. And whether I talk about Old Testament, I get people that are pissed off at me, or whether I talk about alcoholism. And I saw something on a video yesterday, and it was Matthew Perry, the guy from Friends, Chandler Bing, debating addiction and alcoholism with some guy who wrote a book. And the words from, I don't even know the name of the guy, I've never read the book, but what he was saying were exactly what I've been saying on my thoughts on addiction and whether it's a disease and alcoholism. And Matthew Perry couldn't have disagreed more and said he didn't know what he's talking about. But watching it, even though I know this guy stands alone, and even though I find Matthew Perry endearing as Chandler Bing in a sad case, Matthew Perry saying it's a allergy of the body and a disease of the mind or something. I think at the end of the day, Matthew Perry is not alive because he believed what he was saying when he was debating with this guy. He so believed his alcoholism was a disease, he led it on the path to, it led him on the path to his own death. And that's kind of where I've been a little bit. If you believe it's a disease and you have no choice because it's a disease, it's going to lead you to your death. And if you do not believe it's your disease and you just want to drink, you can control your wants and make choices. But honestly, I believe Matthew Perry believed he had no power to stop it. And he kept drinking. So maybe both guys were right. But if that guy could have convinced Matthew Perry that it wasn't a disease, Matthew Perry would still be alive. Somebody said it is a proven fact that it is. No, it's not. If you're saying it's a proven fact, it's a disease. No, it's not. Somebody said, my journey leans more towards spirituality than organized religion. You found that religion can sometimes become political instead of being rooted in true practice. I'm kind of with you on that. It's, whatever. Somebody said it was the people around him. Barlow said people have different definitions of what a disease is. Oh, well, I agree with you, Barlow. People have a different definition of what a disease is. You know, I'm telling you, it ain't cancer. It ain't cancer. What's the topic? Well, uh, somebody said it's an addiction. What's an addiction? If you open up addiction to really wanting it bad, addiction is a mental game. All right, now we're softening up. Yeah. If you don't believe you have any power over it, you're screwed. Mm. Oh. But the topic is varied. We're talking heavy topics today. I got sucked in. Oh, I have another thought for you that's not nearly as heavy. All right, alcoholism is rampant in your country. Wouldn't call it a disease, but a mental illness that you can overcome. Barlow, I don't know what country you are from. You say alcoholism is rampant in your country. You wouldn't call it a disease, but a mental illness that you can overcome. Yeah, well, I think people are just choosing to drink and die early. They're okay. I'm telling you, alcohol feels good enough that you're willing to die early because you can't imagine life without it. You'd rather be buzzed and die early than not be buzzed. I get it. That's what it is. That's what I was living. I'd concluded, well, I'll probably die at 63, but I'll just stay here on my couch and keep drinking. Then one day I decided I didn't want to submit to that path, and maybe I thought I could do a little something more. So I stopped drinking. Why did I choose to drink? Like I said, I thought feeling buzzed. I think I drank to cover. If I wasn't buzzed, I was struggling with anxiety and fear. And when I was buzzed, at least it numbed it. But then I decided I could do more with life if I stopped drinking. You're in Estonia. Everyone drinks here. If you are a child, your parents drink and probably give you alcohol at a young age. It's culturally an issue. Good morning, Fred Hinkle. Seth says, America promotes alcohol, but yet people still go to prison for weed, which is way less dangerous than alcohol. Seth, I agree that weed is less dangerous than alcohol. Somebody said it's genetic too. Well, I promise you, I was genetically predisposed to be hooked on alcohol. So you didn't feel a need to drink. You're saying you chose to. You wanted the buzz. I think we all chose to. I think we all choose to. Whether I felt the need or chose to, I think it was the same feeling, similar feelings. I felt weak, like I didn't have control, that I couldn't stop. No matter how crappy I woke up every morning, I realized, maybe a little hair of the dog that bit me will make me feel better and I'll be partying again. You say, but alcohol is definitely worse than weed. It is, but still weed's not good. I'm gonna cousin has social anxiety and drinks for it to go away. Yeah, but I think the drinking of the alcohol doesn't really help your social anxiety. It just makes you drunk and probably stupid and dancing on tables and wearing lampshades on your head. And we in America joke about it and we call that, oh, hey, they're really outgoing or they're the life of the party. You know. Uh, you're cracking open a beer as you speak. I mean, the sound of that still sounds good to me. The psh, and I get it. Parky said, not everybody drinks to get drunk, though. Well, okay. I have a friend who seems to be a very moderate drinker. I would say she's so moderate, I find her almost a boring drinker. She'll have like one. And to me, I was going, what the heck is that? What's that all about? One? It's not even a warm-up set. Do you want to change the subject? They should have kept liquor banned from the people. It's class 1 drug. Liquor needs to go away for good. I'm not sure I struggle. I don't know that I want it illegal, though. Do I find it strange alcohol is ill? You're using a negative that's confusing me. Do I find it strange that it's legal with alcohol and weed isn't? No, I mean, it's arbitrary, I'll say. I think I don't want to make alcohol illegal because, again, I don't like big rules, and it seems people like it enough and want it enough that they'll keep making it. And apparently it's not that hard to make. So I want smaller government, and I'd like us all to be honest and say, we don't need to drink. We're not alcoholics. We want to because it feels real good. And I think when you admit you want to because it feels real good, it opens up the path to stopping drinking. If you think you are a slave to alcohol and you're an addict and you have a disease, you are. You're screwed. And if you think you have the power to stop, you do. I just recommend for health reasons, you choose option 2. You had 2 brandies for New Year's, yeah. Can I talk about UFOs? I don't really think I believe that things are flying around our atmosphere with aliens in it. I don't believe, I believe there's such a thing. Unidentified flying object is literally just something we don't identify, that we don't know what it is. Doesn't mean it's a spacecraft. My last drink was over 4 years ago. Is there an update on my Illinois job search move? Well, Peter Bean, I'm not here to give updates. But, okay, here, we'll talk about job search. I'm looking to possibly relocate. I'm trying to get closer to my kids, and I'm looking to relocate to central Illinois, and that's kind of weighing heavily on me because I've got a home and a life, not a glorious life, but a life up here in Wisconsin, but I want to get closer to my kids. So I'm online and I'm looking at jobs on Indeed, and I think part of the problem is I read job descriptions. I think job descriptions are weirdly overcomplicated. The words that are used to write the job description are ridiculous. I work as a waiter and a bartender and a substitute teacher. And I think if I looked at the job descriptions and read what you would need to do, I would go, I don't even know what that means. It sounds like I got to get a degree in something just to understand what it is to make a drink or to serve tables, to greet customers, to be friendly, to be open, to engage, to reach out, to sell. We don't use words like that. If you read a job description, I'm going, what the heck does that mean? I don't think I can do that. That sounds so hard. And the way I solve that is I go to AI and say, hey, AI, write a resume to this job. And they write up a resume that sounds incredible and makes me sound like I'm a nuclear physicist. I don't even know what it says I'm doing. So I'm saying whoever's writing up the job description isn't writing it as an owner does. He's not, the person that's writing up the job description isn't saying, my company sells lighters. Go out to humans and sell these lighters. Tell them the benefits of these lighters and why you should sell more, and you're going to be paid a commission. They make it sound so damn complicated to do the job that you got a BS to act like you can, and you don't even know if you can. I don't know if you're getting my point, but I was reading these job descriptions yesterday, and they weren't for, again, nuclear physics or anything, but I'm reading, wow, I don't even know what that sentence means. Can I do that? Maybe I shouldn't even apply. So I think there's so much innate BS in both getting a job and hiring a person that we're just not straightforward. I think the world prides itself on being crappy communicators. Like, I think if I was sitting in front of somebody and said, wait a minute, so you need me to take your product and go door to door and introduce your product and show them the benefits and sell more of your product? That's what you want me to do? Okay, I understand what that is. But to read your job description, I'm going, I don't even know what that means. And I think we're having computers write up job descriptions, and we're having computers write up resumes. And we're also doing it in the dating world. And that's why people are struggling with the relationships. You know, we're taking the humanity out of who we are and what we do. And again, I was just reading job descriptions that by the words that they say, I go, I don't think I'm qualified for that at all. Wow, they must get the most. They must recruit only from MIT. You must need a PhD in something really complicated. And, you know, I'm just telling you, it's frustrating because I read it and I go, I don't know if I'm qualified for that, because the words they use are ridiculously complicated. I mean, could they even be written by humans? I feel like breaking out a job description and reading it to you. You'd have to translate it to like me speak to understand it, because it seems we pride ourselves. You probably heard the expression, explain it to me like I'm a child. And I think most of us are so desperate to prove how smart we are that we explain things in unnecessarily complex fashions. That's my thought on job descriptions. I'm reading these jobs, it's how to be a hamburger flipper in McDonald's, and I'm going, shit. I don't know if I can do that, because I don't even understand what that means. I wouldn't think this job would be so in-depth. Somebody said, to me, sounding smart is like telling me you're dumb. Somebody's asking me, what's my life after I quit alcohol and after being religious? What's my life? I don't know. I mean, okay, that's just a silly question. Come on. Come on. What's my life after quitting alcohol and being religious? Read my book. Stay tuned. If you want the answer to that question, break that down. How about you break that down into smaller, manageable bits? I had somebody reaching out to me on Instagram, and they asked me some questions. And I have a lot of followers, and my videos get seen a lot. I'm not saying I'm awesome or you need to follow. But while you're here, if you're new to my page, please subscribe, give me a thumbs up. I'd appreciate it. It grows every day. But anyway, I got a lot of people watching my videos. And you know why? It's because I think I talk like a human being. And I think I can connect with humans because I'm just a human. And I'm not trying to outsmart you with everything I phrase or act like I know more or act like I figured everything out. I'm just a human being. Hey, thank you so much. AJ just sent me $1.99. I so appreciate that. You are very kind for that, AJ. You really are. But I think that's the magic to Coffee with Ken, is that I'm just a guy connecting with other human beings. And I think most people try to not do that because we're all trying to prove how smart we are. Or have we figured it out, or we don't admit that we ever slip and fall, and, you know, we follow the biggest gurus, and we don't, you know, it's just so silly to me. So I'm just a regular guy going through life, and I can connect with humans that way, and that's why my show's growing. But I'll have people reach out, and I had a guy ask me a bunch of questions about things he's going through. And I answered him. And again, I get a lot of people reaching out. And he followed up with more questions. And one more, he goes, oh, and one more quick question. And let me tell you, it might have been quick for him to ask the question because it was 3 words. But for me to adequately answer that question, I would have sat and had to sit and tap on my phone for about an hour to answer his question. So when Spider-Man hops on a moment ago and said, what's your life like after stopping alcohol and being religious? I don't know. You got to break that down for me, I guess is what I'm saying. Send them to a therapist. I was actually thinking, if you really want the answer, you got to put some skin in the game. It's easy for somebody that comes across a video to ask questions, and I almost feel skin in the game means they need to send me money. And it's not because I'm trying to get money or to be paid for my wisdom. It's because I could sit and type all day and you're going to go, huh? Because you got no skin in the game, because for one moment you came across a video of mine that connected with you, whether it's alcohol or faith or divorce or whatever, real estate or something. And it takes very little effort for you, not you specifically, you, the person that asked me this, to go, hey, Ken, one more quick question. Tell me about this. And I care enough to try and give the guy everything he wants and needs. And I write a book for him on my phone. And then he goes, hey, thanks. And he'll read it or he won't read it, or he'll care or he won't care. And it means almost nothing because he has zero skin in the game. And because of that, I almost want to say, hey, send me $100 because then you'll have skin in the game and you'll care about my answer and you'll care about your question. It won't be just a passing thought through your mind. Because if it's just a passing thought, you know, we're just making conversation. But if you actually want to change yourself, I think sometimes you got to put skin in your game or have skin in the game. The psychodynamic school believe that too. You got to invest in the process for therapy to work. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's why you have to hire coaches. Because if I'm going to be like, say, a physical trainer for you and say, hey, I'm going to meet you at the gym, you know, tomorrow at 7 a.m., every day this week at 7 a.m., and you don't pay me, you might show up tomorrow at 7 a.m., but I'll bet you almost anything you blow me off the second day. You know, but if you hire a coach, you pay a coach, you have investment in it, you're more likely to show up and actually do the work to make a difference. And I just almost feel, for me to pour myself into individualized discussions with random messages from random social media platforms, I got my own stuff to work through. You know, and again, I lean towards wanting to fix, save, change the world. But that's a heavy burden to carry for a guy that can barely pay his bills and is worrying about seeing his kids and has his own struggles. Somebody describes it as accountability. Yeah. Well, thank you, Captain Cow with 2 Ks. We have a glorious audience today. It's truly a glorious audience with 96 people watching and 49 thumbs up. We got $1.99 in the tip jar. We got 72 minutes of debatably quality content. Okay. I wrote a note yesterday. Almost went live yesterday afternoon, but I said, hey, I got to edit more of these videos. I think it's real easy to gather, just because you're standing alone on a topic doesn't mean you're wrong. And just because I think it's so easy to find strength in numbers. And I get it here. And I'll talk about, I don't know, the Old Testament, and I'll say how it's horrific. And I'll get yelled at by a bunch of people that have never read it, but they define themselves as Christians or religious or faithful, and they'll verbally want to stone me for my blasphemous opinions. And the same thing will go for talking about alcohol and drinking and I'll tell people, I have so many, I'll tell people you can stop. And just because you stand alone or you're in the minority doesn't mean you're wrong. And that guy debating with Matthew Perry, it was weird because he was saying exactly what I say here about alcoholism. And I didn't know. I thought it felt good coming across that. Because again, sometimes I feel alone and people get angry at me. And I don't know. I'll tell you what, I'm fortunate that I came across those Stoic videos a year ago. I had such a need to defend myself with people that would say mean things. Like I had somebody who claimed to be a Christian hop on my Facebook page saying I must really have a twisted mind if I think there's bad stuff in the Old Testament. I promise you that person's never read the Old Testament that said I must have a twisted mind, or they didn't pay attention, because you have to be amazingly oblivious to not acknowledge there's vicious, horrid stuff in here. You didn't read it. So this person, and I wanted to defend it and say, well, did you read it? Screw them. I don't need to debate with everybody. I don't need to change anybody's mind, because if you don't want to change your mind, you believe what you believe, I'm all for that. But if you want to drink yourself to death, you know the way to do it is believe you have no choice and you're addicted and it's a disease. If you want to save your life, change your thoughts and stop looking at alcohol as a disease and start acknowledging you want to drink because it feels good. And when you do that, you have the power to change the choices you make. And if you look at alcohol as a disease, you're going to be a slave to it the rest of your life. I talk about the Facebook pages I'm on about alcohol is not my problem anymore. I'm telling you, the people on that page, alcohol is still their problem. They're obsessed with it and they're so fighting the urge to drink it every moment. You know, I'll occasionally say that and they'll go, oh, you don't have to be on this page. And I go, well, the page is called Alcohol's Not My Problem Anymore. Sounds like it is your problem. You were drinking last night and you feel horrible about it today. You see, it affects people differently, almost in the genes. Jake describes as possessed by it. Yeah. What do you mean it affects people differently, almost in the genes? I promise you, if you would have seen me 5, 10, 20, 30 years ago, you would have said, oh, it must be in his genes. Look at how it affects him. You know? Anybody that knew me, I think, would have, I had a buddy said he didn't think I drank that much. That called me the other day, a friend from a long time ago that he used to work with as a stockbroker. He goes, honestly, I never thought you drank that much. And I go, well, anytime you were with me, we were probably drinking. He goes, yeah, but we all were. And he's right, we all were, but I think I was probably drinking to bury stuff. And he was still drinking to lighten the mood, to party, to have a good time. I was probably drinking to hide demons. Alcohol is not a problem. It's the people who abused it that can handle it and now that have the problem. You look like you enjoyed a whiskey back in the day, Ken. I didn't really enjoy a whiskey back in the day. I drink it. But the thought of drinking, it's kind of a yucky thought. What a glorious audience. Listening to you is interesting. Is it, Ken? And what do you find interesting about this show? Ken, you don't look like a guy who would drink. You look like a very calm and sober person. Do I look very calm? I'm telling you, I'm not sure I am. Sad man, I love you. I appreciate that. You love a good scotch? All right. Jesus loves me. He does. Scotch is your choice, but it isn't pleasant. It's effective. See, Sarah, that's probably, again, you saying that, it's not pleasant, but it's effective. Makes me worry about you a little bit. Happy New Year, Dublin, Ireland. Why am I bald? Hey, Bruce Willis. Good scotch is pleasant. You look like a dad. I have 4 beautiful kids. I'm honest but naive. I don't think I'm naive at all. Drinking alcohol and abusing it are 2 different things. You like my mind. I'm a thinker and I'm always smiling. All right, well, thank you. He is a fisherman too. He's skilled at carpenter. There's so much he can do. Okay. But the thing is, he could never do was stop drinking. Okay. He couldn't stop drinking. My father retired the other day from being a firefighter, a paramedic for 30 plus years. He's a fisherman. He's skilled at carpentry, gardening, mechanics. He can play guitar. There's so much he can do, but he couldn't stop drinking. Did he need to stop drinking? Did you feel it was negatively impacting him in any way? I can't stop lighting candles in the morning either, or drinking coffee or drinking water out of plastic cups with ice in it. But for me, it was definitely negatively impacted my life. Hey, Jake, Happy New Year to you. Again, a truly glorious audience. So, what do we want to talk about? It's been such a glorious audience. I don't know where I want to go with it. It's Friday morning. I think I'm driving to the western suburbs of Chicago tomorrow and taking my 2 older daughters out for dinner. And I'll tell you what I'm super excited about. I mean, obviously seeing my daughters, but going to church in Naperville, Illinois. There's a church I miss called the Yellow Box. And I used to go there as often as I could on Sundays and enjoyed the heck out of it. And moving up to Wisconsin, one of the things I most was me going to that church on Sunday morning. Darklight says, you were an addict for a long time. It was not fun. Let's see, have fun tomorrow, then enjoy your dinner and your time with your loved one. Thank you, Catnat. You want them to stop fighting. Who are you talking about, Marianne? 55 says, I'm going home tomorrow. The scary thing, 55, is it's not really home for me anymore. I don't have... My daughters live there, but even one of my daughters goes to school at Iowa State. But they live with my first wife. I have a bunch of friends there. But I guess I could go early. I guess what's weighing on my mind a little bit is, do I want to reach out to a friend, see if I can stay at their house, or do I want to get a hotel? I mean, I'd like to save the money. I don't want to put anybody out. It might be easier. It'd be good to see the friend. But again, you feel, I don't know if you know what I mean. I mean, if you're an adult, you maybe know what you mean. It's nice having not feeling like you're in somebody's house a little bit, even if they're great friends. Where will I stay? That's what I'm talking about right now. Somebody said, our family fell apart because of his drinking. My mom left him. His anger when he drinks has hurt his 3 kids more than words can say. His drinking has caused so much pain, I could write a book on it. Okay, and are you the one that was saying that how skilled your dad was and how great he was at everything, but he couldn't stop drinking? I don't think he was addicted or a disease to it. I think he liked it. Narinder says, get a hotel. So you understand, Narinder. Yeah, there's something transactional about staying in a hotel, which seems so disconnected, but yeah. Get an Airbnb. Drinking definitely incites anger, at least in your experience. It certainly does. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I'm not sure where I'm going to stay. Which feels weird, I guess. Feels weird. I don't know. I used to live there. And most of my friends still do. Narinder and Joanne Jackson said, your dad sounds like your ex-husband. I mean, I think your dad sounds probably like me, Jean Jackson. In Narinder, your ex-husband probably sounds like me and a ton of other people that drink out there. Darklight says addicts are mean. Yeah, well, I think Yeah, I mean, alcohol's not good. I might get a little more coffee. Do you guys want to talk a little more? It's a glorious audience. We've talked for 85 minutes. It's Friday morning. Honestly, there's really almost no reason I don't go to the suburbs today, except I don't even have a place to stay. I just have to get a hotel room one day earlier. Well, thank you for watching my shorts. Pelon is ignoring you? No. Dime something interessante. Get some more coffee. Let's keep going. You're making some ice now. I haven't been drinking my coffee enough. -2 degrees. All right, you're guilty of drinking right now. How much is a hotel in Naperville area? I don't know. I think I could get a pretty reasonable one for, I don't know, a decent. I'll tell you, when I was living in my car, there's kind of a, I'll tell you, I found low-cost hotels were surprisingly pleasant when you're living in your car or you're traveling on a scooter across country. So I'm not as much of a snob as I used to be. But I would bet I could get a fairly clean hotel for $100 for sure. I know there's ones for like $60, but I feel I might be beyond that at this point because I'm a mega successful content creator with a huge, glorious audience of 87 people watching and 63 thumbs up. Plus, I got $1.99 in the tip jar. You graded, but no answer. I was trying to you with provocation when you're angry because he was drunk. I usually sit by that window. Well, I do. I'm mixing it up a little bit. I realized, or I often will sit with my phone over here, but I kind of realized this is pretty comfy because I get the straight on this. I get to kind of kick back, relax. What kind of cue is that? I don't know what question you're talking about. Oh. Well, you guys are, love my voice, and my home is so beautifully clean. God bless you. I am blessed. I appreciate when people say God bless me. Despite my harsh feelings about this, the Old Testament specifically, I do feel God has blessed me. So it's 7:30 in the morning, and it is Friday, and it's really cold out, and I'm not sure if I'm going to the gym today or not. One of my favorites is coffee and buttered toast. Sounds like a good coffee. Oh, buttered toast does sound good. Hello, Sarah. I think what you could afford, especially with rent being due, a hotel would be nice. But can I swing it financially? What do you do for a living? And do you have any advice for a 23-year-old dude with an Eastern European hot-headed family? No. You're not giving me enough specifics. Where's little Jesus? 18 over a while. Narinder, he's hanging out. I appreciate he's little Jesus, not baby Jesus. By the way, I ran into the people that gave me little Jesus the other day. He's hanging out on the back window. 55, go get some coffee. Timothy, I should be on illegal. I'm so addictive. By the way, yesterday during my show, we got 122 thumbs up. Today we have 67. Although I'm thankful for the 67. I'm telling you, 122 was really glorious. You're 23, you work in construction, you're a window installer, living in Italy, 4 years experience. All right. Sounds like you're doing well. You probably have a good paying job, and perhaps you live in a beautiful area. Do the thumbs up help my show go longer? Well, I mean, you probably stroke my ego when you give me a thumbs up, and I think it's more of a glorious audience. Do you want my show to go longer? How do you give a like? How do you give a like here? What was the reason of getting a divorce? Spider-Man, you were the one that asked me how's life after religion and sobriety. You ask these huge questions. Can you just tap the screen twice? What was the reason for getting my divorce? I don't think the women married the right man, and I married the right women. Maybe I wasn't meant to be married. I certainly wasn't meant. I think I have 2 ex-wives. I think they're both better without me. You are a glorious audience. What do I do for a living? You mean outside of Coffee with Ken? Why do you think Coffee with Ken doesn't pay me huge money? It's such a glorious audience. Look, 75 thumbs up. By the way, I bet we could get it to 100 on this show. What else do you do besides read comments? You mean like, do I stand on my head? Do I scratch my eye? Do I sip coffee? Do I light candles? Pick a topic. Don't tell me what to do. We're not going to get along real well if you're new to my show and you tell me what to do. You get a little serotonin release every time. Do you know Stray Kids? Oh, yeah. But have you ever considered being a recovery coach? Yeah, I've considered it. I don't know if it was thrown up on social media or something. Maybe it was in the job description. Maybe it was the job description that I was reading about working with people that are quitting addictions. And I couldn't even understand what the job description meant, and it frustrated me. You just want to know what this is? Well, just sit and watch, Mr. Flesh. We're just talking. I don't talk about any specific topic. I mean, I happen to have various things I talk about more than others. I talked about the Bible for about half an hour. I talked about sobriety for about half hour. I talked about the job search for about 20 minutes. I'm a guy that has a lot of life experiences, and I'm telling you, I can connect with humans. My gift is to connect with humans. I'm good at it. Hold on. Let's give you. There you go. I'm giving you my fireplace. If anyone out there doesn't believe it, I lived in my car. Julie, do you remember when I was shopping for this? I wish Chip was still here, because he used to throw in a lot of advice. I was hooked on shopping for this. I bought this like last November, just about a year ago, maybe 13 months ago now. And I would do so much research, and I'd go and try and find the exact right power station, because I knew I was going to be sleeping in my car, which I just bought. It's a lovely white Kia Soul, by the way. If anyone's looking for a car, I recommend the Kia Soul. But either way, I knew I needed a power station to do it, and I bought this. And the reason it's coming out right now is because I want to hook up my kit gimbal and my phone to this so we can talk longer. I'm not saying we're necessarily going to talk longer, but now at least I have the ability to, because my gimbal is being charged. Where's Mr. Flesh? Is Mr. Flesh still struggling with what we're talking about? Well, Mr. Flesh, just, I don't know, join the conversation. You must be a pain in the ass, Mr. Flesh Helmet. That's a nice name, by the way. You must be a pain in the ass. If you hop on, like I could see you walking into a conversation going, hey, what are we talking about? And you're interrupting a conversation. No, I want to know what we're talking about. I don't know, just shut up and join the conversation. I say that with love. You're having coffee. All right, well, just kind of chill out and flow in. Join the stream. Oh, dude, I bought a little mini projector, and it makes waves of pretty colors go all over a wall. You're freaking will love it. You just chat. Well, all right. Welcome. You are on board. Hello, Undersky. Wait, is this Undersky? Because your name's changed. It's Undersky Third Gaia. Hello, J Triz. Tomorrow is your exam of geography, and you're hanging out with me. Well, Spider-Man, and you're asking huge questions. You're overwhelming me with your huge questions. What are like geography exams about? Like, does it say where's Greece? Find Madagascar on a map? You've been gone for a while, Undersky. Were you out of work for a while, Undersky? I had a few people that were looking for work. It's YouTube. They changed things. Were you out of work, Undersky, for a while? I think you were. It's about how Earth. Nick Knack will work for me. Johanna, if you remember me, I don't overly. We are both proud owners of a clean-shaven head. Well, thank you. That was back a few months ago. You found work on October 19, 2025. All right, again, I'm editing these. I edit all these videos. Did somebody give me 50? Did somebody send me a gift? If I didn't acknowledge, somebody sent me a gift, I think. Thank you so much. I feel horrible. There's like 55. Do you see that number right there? It says 55. I'm not totally sure what that means, but I think somebody sent me a gift. So thank you. If I missed it, I hope if you're still here, I apologize for not acknowledging it. Yeah, Undersky, I edit all these videos. And they become shorts and reels and TikToks. And I post them all over, and they grow my audience along with going live. Recently, I was editing a video and talking to you about your job search. So that's how I remember. Hey, Timothy, thank you so much for sending me that thumbs up. And speaking of thumbs up, double tap that screen. Let's get to 100. No amount of going live and no amount of exercise or dieting or going to church or reading the Bible, or no amount of excess of anything really accomplishes anything You have to do it over time. But part of me wants to sit here and go do a live all day because suddenly I'm hooked up to my power station. I've got coffee and I've got absolutely nothing on my schedule today. So I was thinking, if I went live all day, could I get 100? Did somebody else send me a gift? Somebody else just sent me a gift. Hey, Julie Flanagan just sent me a gift. Thank you, Julie. Oh, she gave me a thumbs up. There's 2 ways you can give me thumbs up. But part of me wonders, how long would I need to talk to get 100 new subscribers? And then I thought, well, what good would 100 new subscribers be? If I talked, say, let's just be hypothetical, for 8 hours a day on YouTube, I'd probably get 100 new subscribers a day. I mean, I think I'd get huge quickly. You guys might be bored, but there's going to be new people, new time zones filtering in. How do you send a finger? Hey, Jim Rat. Kendra wants me to stay live all day and test this out. Kendra, why do you care so much that you want to watch me live all day? Jim Rat, I may not go to the gym today. Hey, Joe G, or wait, it's Joanne. Wait, 500 likes and the stream ends? That'd be a bummer. I think what probably will get me off the show or from talking today is when, like, we have 81 people watching. Jim Rat, how would we describe it? It's glorious. We have a glorious audience today. We've really got a little bit of everything. We got a big audience. We got lots of thumbs up. We've got $1.99 in the kitty, and we got 70 of that number over there, some gifts. Did I go to the gym yesterday? No. 2 days ago, I went to the gym, Jim Rat, and you know my workout routine. On the 3rd set of bench, I go, this doesn't feel good at all. My joints, everything was hurting a lot, and wondered if I need to take a few days off. I don't go to the gym every day. Ideally, I would have thought I'd go 4 times a week, but my body started hurting. The first time you ever sent a gift? Oh, well, thank you. Maybe just do cardio. I appreciate that, Jim Rat. Or maybe I can do one of those country club workouts where I should. Ooh, I think there might be a yoga class today at noon. And I think a yoga class might be good for me. They are YouTube gems. Kendra Cook says YouTube gems. Todd misses 2025. Yes. I ran into a woman at a bar the other day. It was New Year's Eve. She was at the bar where I worked. I came in, I said, oh, how are you? And she goes, oh, I hope 2026 is better than 2025. It's weird if you ask people how many people feel that way. They're just happy to see that chapter closed on their lives. And they're cautiously optimistic about the future, or just hoping it's better than last year. I go, oh, really? What was wrong? And she goes, oh, my dad died 3 weeks ago. And we talked for a little bit about it. And having gone through it, I have a different attitude and experience than I think I used to when I didn't know what it was like to lose a parent or a sibling or what have you. A job, a wife, a family, a house, a car. It doesn't mean I don't feel for the person. But I have a different perspective, like an acceptance. Well, yeah. Most of us are going to lose our father, our mother. I mean, the plan is for our parents to go first. So it's something we're all going to have to experience at some point. And I'm hoping this view of this woman's whole year wasn't blackened because she lost her father. I'm sure he wouldn't want that. Narinder, I like you a lot. You're back. You might be back. For a while, I think I was sweet on you because you're an Indian woman with a British accent, and I found that very exotic and appealing and sexy. But then for a while, you weren't there for me every day, and I started talking to other ladies. Hello from Russia, how are you? You lost your dad 3 days before your birthday. You lost your parents back-to-back years, one in 2013, the other in 21st. You miss them, but they smoked so much all day, every day. Yeah. Let's see. Nancy has been listening 6 o'clock this morning. Do we have a glorious audience? Wait, Jim Rat. I mean, it looks glorious, but you know what would make my audience more glorious? By the way, okay, for anybody that wants to make fun of me and say call me fat or whatever, I was eating last night. I wasn't even really hungry, but I was kind of bored. So I threw on a pizza and ate some. And I didn't even want it, but I was eating it anyway. I was eating because I'm bored. All right, that's a confession. Now that that's passed, I bet you if we got over 100 likes, that'd be pretty cool. So if anybody new here, we've had a very glorious audience. We got 82 people watching. If you could double tap that screen, I'd really appreciate it. I'd smile a little more. And don't do it for me. Don't do it for me. Do it for Julie Flanagan. Do it for Jim Rat. Heck, do it for Narinder. Narinder she's sitting there in Birmingham, thanking God that her brother is feeling better and got out of the hospital. There's chill in the air. She spends her days fantasizing about rendezvous with me. So do it for Narinder. Double tap that screen. See, there she is. This is the best part of your day, talking to all my worldwide friends. See, Narinder, I threw a little more of a... I think in my version of the story, you were fantasizing about a rendezvous with me. That's not the way you interpreted it, but I get that. What state do I live in? I'm in Wisconsin. You like the video? Okay, I appreciate it. Do it for Johnny, man. Do it for Johnny. Ken is flirting. WMCC, if you'd have a little more sexy name and if I knew you were Indian with a British accent, I'd flirt with you too, so don't be jealous. How's it going, Cole? I appreciate you hopping on, Cole. It's going real well. We've got 93 likes. We've got 84 people watching. We have $1.99 in the tip jar and 70 gems. Okay, besides 55, who, by the way, is 56 years old, I wish I could give out little prizes to you. I could make this so fun. If I was a DJ and we could like send out gifts, I think it'd be great. But anyway, besides 55, Cat Matt, are you a woman or a man? You're English with an English accent. I mean, that's so typical. You're married. You think it's cute how I flirt with Narinder. Well, she's a smoking hot Indian woman with a British accent living in Birmingham. How could I not flirt with her? Where was I? Oh, besides 55, because 55 just quoted a movie here. So 55, you got to stay mountain to this, and I'm warning you, 55. I love you, but I'm gonna Cole. Thank you. Well, I don't know where this Cole came from, but he just flew in and sent me $5. That's very kind of you, Cole. Thank you. I hope you subscribe. I don't know why you sent me $5, but I very much appreciate it. It won't go to waste. I promise you, it'll be. It's well needed. But anyway, besides 55, and wait. She just said, "Do it for Johnny." Name the movie. Da 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 da. And Nancy. I'm sorry, Schadenfreude. I'm sorry, Undersky. But Nancy is the first one to chime in. I could go on, but I mean, now that what actor said that line? Not the character, but the actor. What actor said that line? We'll keep doing our trivia for a little bit. Let's see if we can get up to 100 likes while we're doing this fascinating trivia. Do I have a family? Yeah, my family's scattered. Matt Dillon, nice. 55. Hey, 55. Granted, I didn't go out of my way to disqualify from you from that answer. No, it's not Ralph Macchio. Matt Dillon said it. Ralph Macchio, I think, was Johnny. But either way, 55, I think you were pushing it a little bit answering that question. I thought we disqualified you from any future trivias relating to your question. You don't feel like you belong anywhere. You don't feel bad. I don't know why I would feel bad. Have you looked into the app Cameo for extra income? Kendra McCook, you know what's funny? A few years ago, I did have a bunch of people reaching out to me, wanting me to send them birthday wishes. So I looked into Cameo, and I didn't qualify because I didn't have a big enough audience. And now if I try and look into Cameo again, they still have me on records and won't let me in. People will send me money for personalized messages. Well, if anyone really wants a personalized message, you can reach out. I'll send you a happy birthday song. I'll send you a pep-up speech. I had the coaches for the Duquesne Dukes used to watch my show, and they sent me $5. It was one of their buddies' birthdays, one of their coaches' birthdays, and I sang them happy birthday and gave them a pep-up speech. I promise you, I put a lot more work in it than it was worth for $5 because I want to do it right. But it was fun. $5. You haven't seen The Outsiders in a long time. Charge for that. Well, $5. If you have somebody, even if you hate me, and you want to send it to one of your hater friends, if you're a troll of mine, I'll still give you an impassioned video just because I have fun doing it. It's not for the $5, but again, I want you to have skin in the game. $5 make me holla. I don't know where that's from. Jeff Lewis does $10,000 lunches. Well, I don't know who Jeff Lewis is. And he's charging 10 grand for a lunch? Charge 10 at least? Do you want me to charge 10? I mean, honestly, 10 is twice as good as 5. I just want somebody to have some skin in the game. But to be honest, by the time I give them my information and all that stuff and get the video and I worry that it's not good enough, and believe me, I think my videos, I put a lot into it. I try hard. You listen to Jeff Lewis on Sirius Daily. We're kind of paused at 94 thumbs up. We've almost talked for 2 hours. Is there any way, am I trying to, what do they say, squeeze water out of a rock? I don't know if that's an expression. Can we get to 100 thumbs up in the next 4 minutes? Is anybody out there hoarding their double tap of the screen? If we could possibly get 4 more thumbs up in the next 4 minutes, I don't know if anything's really going to be different, but I'd feel a little better about it. It'd make me happy. Johnny boy, have a great day. Daryl, thank you for this thumbs up. Bye-bye, Rebecca. Thumbs up for Ducati Racing Motorcycle. Oh, we got 100 thumbs up. Hey, I'm going to go get a little more coffee. Can we talk for just a little bit longer? You can only give 1 thumbs up. Double tap and allows multiple hearts. Here's another trivia question about Johnny. What song did the line, "I did it for Johnny" come from? I don't know. Johanna. It's Johanna, right, Jackson? Narinder. Oh, Narinder. Woohoo! Julie Flanagan. Julie Flanagan must have an open day. Usually she's back in bed by now. Julie, you want to take me out to Red Lobster again today? I could use some of those Brussels sprouts. Maybe I could go and I could throw down like $10 and get me, hey, 3 orders of the Brussels sprouts, please. Do I like red Powerade? I'm not into Powerade very much. And what do I think about the chat character, Marcus the Millworm? I don't know who that is, Knick Knack. Get biscuits too. Well, the biscuits come with it, Jeannie. The biscuits come with it. But the biscuits have useless carbs. And again, maybe you missed out, Jeannie. I threw in a pizza out of boredom last night and had several slices. Don't forget the cheddar biscuits. Wait a minute, so Jeff Lewis charges 10 grand for a lunch? I don't even know who he is. I know who I am. Wait, my audience has drifted off. Johnny boy left, and all of a sudden I was out 30 people. Ooh, the biscuits are good, Julie Flanagan. Some shrimp cocktail. No, I was surprised. Julie Flanagan and her husband Steve took me out to lunch a couple weeks ago. Might have only been a week ago. Maybe it was a week and a half. She gave me a Green Bay Packers mug and took me out to lunch. It was very nice. I was a little skeptical when she suggested Red Lobster. I was kind of hoping we'd go to Texas Roadhouse, but it was closed because it doesn't open till 3. So she suggested Red Lobster. I was a little skeptical. I didn't want to throw a negative vibe, so I didn't mention it. And I cannot tell you how pleasing the experience was to me and how delicious the food was. And although I wasn't paying, I was still pleased with the prices they were charging. Because my experience from like 20 some years ago was that everything there was just okay and fairly expensive. And maybe it's because we were there for lunch, but I think what we ordered was like $17 and it was quite pleasing. Do they give a salad? No. Maybe they do a super salad, I think is a choice. You can upgrade your sides, and me and Julie's husband, Steve, both upgraded our sides to the macaroni with bacon, macaroni and cheese with bacon. Not many Red Lobsters anymore. Juicy, how old am I? How old, what a glorious audience. Don't we all feel a little more glory from this audience with 102 thumbs up and 65 people watching and $6.99 in the kitty. Who was that guy named Cole? I had some dream guy come on named Cole who came in, said hello, and sent me $5. I don't even know who he is. Cole, where'd you go? Come to lunch with Narinder, Julie, Steve, and I. We'll have the Brussels sprouts. It'll be awesome. They closed all the Red Lobsters in South Louisiana. You would not deal with someone, I don't know what that means. You're going to see the Old Streets of Milwaukee exhibit one last time before they take it down. I don't know what that means. He's a secret admirer, unlike you, Narinder, who's just a open admirer. He sent $5 for a personalized message? No, he didn't. Julie Flanagan's going back to bed. Well, I appreciate that. Cole's driving right now. Cole, I want to know who is, oh, wait a minute. Oh, well, thank you so much, Anissa. That's so kind. Anissa just sent me $2. That was very sweet. You see me doing big things. All right, well, I'm having fun with it. We have 104 thumbs up. We've got 68 people watching. We got almost $9 in the kitty, and we got 70 jewels. It's a glorious show. It's an old exhibit at the Sleep well, Julie Flanagan. Sleep well, Julie Flanagan. Kendra wants 200 likes. I don't think I could do this for 8 hours. It's not morning to Vicky, though. Vicky, where are you hopping on? She says, good afternoon. What part of the world are you in, Vicky? My voice is soothing and confident. Well, I appreciate that, Anissa. Did you subscribe to my page? Where does one meet women? I don't know. I don't know where you meet women. I mean, I meet women all the time, but I guess I'm not desperate to super advance it. I mean, I'd be nice to have somebody to go have coffee with. AJ, you're the sweetest thing. Let's keep it going. Well, okay, AJ. You're very kind too. Anissa, AJ, Cole. Somebody else sent some money. That's all very kind. What are a few of my favorite travel destinations? Well, being that I'm traveling to the western suburbs of Chicago tomorrow to see my 2 older daughters, I'm going to have to put that up top. But if I had to say my 3 favorite places I've ever been, most beautiful places, Yosemite in California, I guess Yosemite is, National Park. Banff, Canada, Banff Springs. I stayed at the Banff Springs Hotel, and that was amazing. And I think Edinburgh, Scotland, is both beautiful and is near and dear to my heart just because it reminds me of my mom and all my cousins that live there. You had to describe, you must see me on the big screen. Am I still practicing the Bible? Don't get me started on the Bible. Do not get me started on the Bible. I was upset by the Bible this morning. I wasn't upset by the Bible. I'm disappointed by the Old Testament. And almost impassioned enough to talk about it a little more. I just don't get the Old Testament at all, or see any spirituality or any goodness from it. But don't get me started with it. I would like to go to, I think it'd be cool to go to Spain. I think it'd be cool to go to Italy. I think it'd be cool to go to Greece. I'd like to, okay. My first want is to get back to my kids. I have 4 beautiful kids, 2 older ones I'm going to see tomorrow. My 2 little babies need their dad, and I'm hoping to get back with them as soon as possible. But if I could take all that stuff that you want to hear as a loving father aside, if I could do a me trip for 2 months, I would buy a scooter in Europe and travel around Europe on a scooter for 2 months and visit, spend a few days in various spots throughout Europe. I think that'd be amazing. I'm gonna go get a little more coffee. You guys watch my fireplace. Tell me if it starts spreading. Oh, my knee. My knee. Well, do I have it? I need to go to the gym today. Maybe I'll go to the gym. I'm hobbling. How was the fire? Doesn't that sound like a great trip? You know what would make it even better, maybe, is having a woman on the back of the scooter. Or having a woman that rides her own scooter, maybe. I think that'd be really cool. You'd go to New Zealand in a heartbeat. They're amazing, kind, wonderful people there that live in an absolutely breathtaking place. That's your dream trip. Have you been there, Joanna? Because I was believing you because you were saying how beautiful it was, but then you'd say it's your dream trip. Have you even been to New Zealand? Terry Shaw said she'd want to travel all over Europe. And the reason with the Europe thing is you'd experience different cultures, languages, accents in your travels in a way that you wouldn't as much traveling around the United States. Hello, Captain, how are you? Yeah, I'd want to travel all over Europe. New Zealand might be beautiful, but Hawaii is spectacular and beautiful. But I don't want to go to Hawaii. Where would I start? All right, I would start, and we talked about it the other day. There is the channel, right, that travels underneath the North Sea from Britain to France. Assuming there is a channel and I could ride my scooter through the channel, because that would be a crazy, scary experience. I would want to start in Edinburgh, Scotland. Cruise down, maybe, you know where I'd go? I'd go to Birmingham and party with my girl Narinder for a while. Maybe not for a while. Maybe for, I don't know, however, till Narinder gets sick of me and moves me on. Uh-oh, Narinder, I was just talking about partying with you in Birmingham. And then I'd go in and just start going. I don't have a plan. I think that'd be amazing. Somebody said they can travel to Texas to get different accents and different cultures. Yeah, but Texas I don't have any draw to. And I'm not talking about just different accents. I mean, just different. I think if you went from Britain to France, you'd probably get a different vibe. And Germany would certainly be different. And I'd like to see Spain. I don't know, cruise down, check out Gibraltar, see if I can wave to Africa. Go see cool things in Italy and hop over to Greece. I don't know, it'd be a long ride, but again, I'd have 2 months to do it, and I think it'd be really, really neat. Somebody says Texas is its own country. I don't know what you mean by that exactly. Are you saying it used to be like the Lone Star State? But it's not truly its own country. I can get it conceptually, sort of, that it is. Where'd my audience go? Julie left, Johnny Boy left, and we cratered down to 59 people. Belgium and Germany, yeah. Okay, well, you haven't been there, Joanna. I'm just gonna say, because you were saying how awesome it was, and then you said it would be your dream trip. And it kind of made me go, wait a minute. You have a yearly bikers festival in the UK. You mean like bicycle or motorcycle, or could I ride there on a scooter? You just got here. What is this show about? It's talking about Texas and the accents in Texas. What is this show about? Why does everyone want to know what this show's about? Adela, why do you want to know what this show's about? You just got here. Aren't you excited just to be a part of the show? Get some coffee. Relax. Well, no, it's okay. No, I'm not trying to point out your mistake. You were just selling me on how awesome New Zealand was. And then you go, it'd be your dream trip. And I go, wait a minute. How does she? I don't doubt. Okay. Back to 55 said there's a theme to content. Now, 55 is just mad because she didn't get to say The Outsiders. So 55 is a little mad at me right now. So I apologize, Adela, for 55's tone. She offered up a trivia question, and I had to rule her out of answering it. So she was a little miffed at me. Is there usually a theme? I'm just kidding, 55. Looks like my page has grown. It grows every day. Some channels have boring content. All right. Well, yeah, by the way, give me that double tap. Anybody, hey, Adela, was it Adela from Texas? Double tap the screen. New Zealand is beautiful. No doubt that it is. But I'll just say the problem with New Zealand is it's really far. And the other problem is it's an island. And another problem is it doesn't offer a diverse cultures that traveling across Europe on a scooter would. And I think doing it on a scooter would be amazing. Well, either way, Adela, double tap the screen. WMCC, I appreciate it. Anyone that's already given me a thumbs up, I appreciate it. Step into the crosshairs and I'll double tap you. I don't know what that means. Uh-oh, my audience is plummeting. Don't do a scooter. Why not? Why not? Why wouldn't I do a scooter? I would do a scooter. I've traveled 2,500 miles last summer across the country and back on my scooter. I think I might have put in like 5,000 or 6,000 miles on my trip to Yellowstone. Somebody's saying, remove your likes? First of all, can you remove your likes? My lives will give the vibe of having a coffee with a friend at a cafe. What about a segue? I mean, I bet you'd get a lot of good, any good scooter for sale on marketplaces. I'll tell you what, likes can be removed. Oh, 55 is holding that over me. I'm sorry, 55. You can say that was The Outsiders. I tell you what, that would really grow my show. Me traveling to various coffee spots and me with Narinder. Here we are in Birmingham. Here's Coffee with Ken traveling across Abbey Road. I'm in the tunnel this morning, guys. That was me on the Eiffel Tower, drinking coffee. The Coliseum. No, it'd be cool. The France with a baguette. If you are ever abroad, you should try that. Might get even more views. I probably would. I could probably get more views just walking around town a little bit here, but my audience kind of grows and I can do this all the time. Where am I from? I'm from Wisconsin. I am from Wisconsin. I grew up in the western suburbs of Chicago. I've been doing this show for about 6 years. It grows a little bit every day. And I'm just talking, drinking coffee, and making conversation about whatever crosses my mind. We started talking deep in the Old Testament. Then we talked about sobriety. And then we talked about applying for jobs. And now we're talking about traveling. Do they have good cheese in Wisconsin? I don't know. I don't know. You know what good cheese is? Melted cheese. AJ said he'd like to go to Ireland. I'm not totally sure AJ's a man, but I'm going to say AJ said he'd like to go to Ireland. You know what's the bummer about going to Ireland for me on my trip? Well, A, because it's in the wrong direction. B, because I don't know if there's a channel from Britain, from Scotland or England to Ireland. Does anyone know? What's so special about cheese curds? Some are cold, some are fried. Well, they're not supposed to be cold. You like Tillamook brand cheese. All right. So okay, somebody from Britain. Hey, Narinder, if you're still there. Okay, there's not a channel there. Could I ride my scooter from Scotland to Ireland? Or would I have to get on a boat? Because I'm not getting on any boat. By ferry. No, yeah, but I mean, I could do a ferry. A boat train. All right, so there's ways. I will need to ferry across. It's surprising. Well, maybe it's because the people in Ireland aren't thrilled. Is there still like the IRA? Are they still angry about being part of... That was in Northern Ireland, I think. Is there still hostilities? Because again, when I was a kid, they were doing bombings and stuff still when I was a kid. It was really raging in the 70s, 80s, and what have you. Is there still a lot of hostilities? Okay, yes, they are, between Ireland and Britain. All right. Well, I'm taking Ireland off my list. You know why? Because I think Ireland is just a wannabe Scotland. Again, I talked about it. If I went all day, every day on this show, I am going to go to Italy. It's on my list. Northern Ireland is Protestant and Southern Ireland is Catholic. Okay. But their whole religion, Wales, snoozer. I mean, Wales. Yeah. Okay, AJ is a man. You're new to the show, Mikey? Well, welcome aboard. Hey, Cole, are you still out there? Cole, can you explain to Mikey what new viewers do to the show? They usually just come in, throw $5 in, and I don't know why, and then they go away. I know someone that has a dual citizenship, lives in Wisconsin and Ireland. You have dual citizenship too. Well, welcome aboard, Mikey. I'm just kidding. You don't have to throw $5 in the tip jar. But I had a viewer named Cole do it earlier, and I was going, wow, that's so cool. Hello, Molly Miller. We're getting a little momentum. We have 69 people watching and 112 thumbs up. For a while, we drifted back down. Well, I mean, I want $5 from everybody, but Mikey doesn't need to give me $5. He's loved and wanted just the same. What is up? What is up? I look like Lex Luthor. I've heard that. Your kids are half Irish, Narinder? Don't say that. Now I'm starting to think you might have an Irish accent, and that might not be as sexy to me. You think Cole is my secret admirer? Cole, are you still there or are you still driving? Cole, are you there? Are you there? I'm so bummed. You guys can take away my thumbs up. You're a Brummie all the way. Another Brady Bunch episode. Which one? 55. Did Mikey go? Cole went, Mikey went, Julie Flanagan, Johnny Boy went. Secret Admirer. Yeah, you're right. That was a one. You gave me a thumbs up. Thank you, Mikey. Have you subscribed? You can, but why would you remove your eye? I don't know. I just found out you could. I think 55 holds it over me. So I don't know what else I have for you today. We've talked for 2 hours and 20 minutes. Cole could be short for Colleen. Well, I like that. Narinder, are you trying to pass me off on any other woman? Are you trying to get rid of me? Narinder, I thought you and I had something going. You don't have to send me more than $5, Mikey. You don't have to send me $5 at all. Oh. But it's appreciated, your kindness. You subbed yesterday. All right, well, I appreciate that. The most people younger than you don't know what the Brady Bunch is. Yeah, no, I know. There weren't all these channels when we were kids. You had to watch the Brady Bunch. There was no choices. Okay, so Narinder, you're not dumping me? Helio subbed a few minutes ago. Adela knows the Brady Bunch by heart. Adela, our newest subscriber, who I believe has dual citizenship. Everyone welcome Adela to the page. You had cable when you were in middle school. Your whole world opened up. Brady Bunch, the movie, was pretty funny. I think the guy that played Mr. Brady was funny in that one. But again, it's Friday morning. I have nothing really on my schedule. And kind of looking forward to that. I was thinking, but again, if I went all day, I might go to the gym, sad man, although my body's really hurting. I'm worried I'm falling apart. I'm worried I'm falling apart. But I'll probably go to the gym. I'll probably go to a coffee shop. I'll probably edit some videos. We've taken a group vote, and I should stay in a hotel versus staying at a buddy's house for the weekend. That'll just be a little easier. Take some rest. I deserve it. Well, thank you. But I'm probably not going to work out. But again, it's such a fine line. And if anyone knows, you're striving to get better and get in shape, but you also need some rest as well. And I think rest is even more important as we age a little bit, and it's harder to recover from a workout. Am I heading out of town? Yeah, I'm headed to the suburbs for tomorrow. Just my oldest daughter, and I've brought it up before, my oldest daughter, she's 19, she's beautiful. She's a student at Iowa State, and she is going to go to Thailand in a week from today. Oh my gosh, next Friday she's flying off to Thailand. She's a vet student or pre-vet or whatever. And she's gonna go work with elephants and fix stray dogs in Thailand. And I haven't seen her since Thanksgiving. And I'm gonna go down and take my two older daughters to dinner and go to church with them on the next day. And that's going to be my weekend, so I'm looking forward to it. How is the weather in Wisconsin? It looks cold out there, Mikey. I see guys walking around pretty bundled up out there, but it looks cold. I don't know what it's like, but I think it's cold. Yeah, I hope she has a safe journey as well. 55's headed to the gym right now. Way to go, 55. Again, I was talking about it. If I went live for 8 hours a day, hope I have a lovely day. Hello, Beverly from Louisiana. You went to school to be a vet assistant. Way to go. Let's go to the what? What does that say? Jim? I appreciate it. You're a trans woman in a relationship with a woman. Am I gay or straight? Well, first of all, I think you're joking. But a trans woman means like somebody like me, a man. I'd say you're gay. I don't know what your official definition, but if I'm reading the tea leaves right and you say you're a trans woman in a relationship, oh no, that means you're straight. I don't know, it's all kind of strange to me. You are following me from Egypt. You know the news, America is an important country. What's your question, Captain? I don't get it. You said I didn't answer your question. You're following me from Egypt. I know the news. America is an important country. Well, what do you mean? What's your question? Everyone's saying, okay, well, somebody says gay, somebody says straight. It's hard to say, oh, yeah, that wasn't a question. I was confused too, Mikey. I was confused too. I appreciate that you understand my pain. Hi, Charlie. Again, a truly glorious audience. A truly, truly, truly glorious audience. 55's headed to the gym right now. Cole's out there driving. Mikey's excited. Adela's excited. Narinder can't stop flirting with me. It's really embarrassing. I'm probably going to keep talking. I was going to say this. Am I finished reading the Old Testament? No, I'm not, Lynn. I read Joshua chapters 7 and 8 last night. No one's bothered that you're a trans man. All right. Well, hello, Charlie. What was I saying? Okay. If I talked for 8 hours a day, I'd probably pick up 100 subscribers a day. And that would seem good, but it'd still be slow growth and it'd be a lot of work. So I don't know, and I don't think I could maintain that. I couldn't make it fun for 8 hours a day. Okay, let's put that down as a goal. I don't need 100 subscribers a day. If I pick up 10 or 15, I should be thankful and just keep at it. Should I get more coffee? Do you want to keep talking for a little longer? Can we get to 120 thumbs up? Is anybody out there? Mikey said 8 hours is a long show to do alone. Well, Mikey, I'm almost not doing it alone because I'm doing it with you guys. Boulder Dash says to do 8 hours a day, you'd need an outline. Why? Okay, why would I need an outline? See, I think what most don't get is, I think part of the reason you guys like my show is because I interact with you a fair bit. And if I had a co-host, I'd just be talking to them and you'd be watching me and them engage in something. But what's fun, I think, for a lot of you is you become part of the show. Okay, Captain from Egypt said, you heard on the news that that the random immigration program will be canceled. Well, I don't know anything about the random immigration program that we have. You think adding more time to my channel, just not sure how much. Do I know about Nick Fuentes? No. No, I don't. But you guys got me to 120 likes, so I am going to get more coffee. So will you be patient? To give the, do it, but to talk about, how do I feel about non-binary people who don't transition or plan to? I don't really have any feelings. I don't even know what that means. If you didn't switch themes so often, you might get boring because you're always switching. It's interesting. Okay, well, you said not kids, but hours. You lost me. To give the 8 hours some semblance of a structure, you would still do it as you do it now, but when you ran out of something to talk about, would you have pre-planned topics or whatever I wanted? I don't know, that I'd run out. Hello, Jane. I'm having the, you guys might be getting bored. Are you getting bored? And it's okay if you are. Is my contact info in my bio? Well, how about you go look? I'm not sure. I'll tell you this, Anissa, my name is Ken Tracy, Tracy. It's super easy to find either my email address or my phone number because I was a realtor for a number of years. So if you really, I'd appreciate if you'd reach out, especially if you had anything you were concerned about or you needed help with. I don't know, is my contact information in my bio? Okay, Narinder says it's great. And Narinder, is my contact info in my bio? Can somebody go look? For some reason, you're attracting the gay community today. I always attract the gay community a little bit. I think gay dudes like me a lot. Women, not so much. They don't care, besides Narinder. But gay dudes love me because they think I'm gay. I don't know what to do. Yeah, gay dudes do like me. I'm not gay. We must chat soon. Toodles. All right, well, are you leaving? Well, I appreciate it. Toodles is such a cute word. You've been trying to contact me for days. You're not gay. Loretta, you make comments on my videos all the time. I think I respond to your videos. It's not hard to find out my contact information. If anyone really wants to get a hold of me, search me up. Send me a message. By the way, not Snapchat. What's the one that you foreign people use? Because you don't have the same phone numbers. What's that? Not Snapchat. What's the one that is... Narinder, like if you and I were to talk, Narinder, it's not WhatsApp. WhatsApp. I have WhatsApp. I just created my first WhatsApp because I had a foreign person want to chat with me. I won't tell you who it was. Oh, it wasn't Narinder. So I'm huge on WhatsApp. I have 1 follower. I don't know, are they followers or is it just like, look at this, 65 people watching, 122 thumbs up, $11 in the kitty. Have I tried? No, I haven't tried that coffee with poop from a cat. Now that doesn't seem very appealing. WhatsApp is nice for communicating. 55 says, be careful with WhatsApp. What do you mean? Like what scam? What are my thoughts on Haiti? Haiti seems hot. Is Haiti attached to the Dominican Republic? I think it might be. Fake people messaging for money is the scam. I'm not going to send anybody money. With WhatsApp, they can get a hold of my number. Nobody's going to scam me. I don't have any money. If anyone, you should not reach out to me on WhatsApp. I might scam you. I want to get a little more coffee. 55, shouldn't we be both at the gym today? I am the danger. I'm dangerous. Does that make me sexy? Do you guys, are you frightened by me a little bit? You're at the gym? How do you get to the gym so quickly, 55? You always get your workout done right as I'm hanging here. Do I know anyone who's 11 years old, specifically 11 years old? I don't think I know anyone that's exactly 11 years old. I mean, maybe I do, but not offhand. You think Cole's after me? Narinder, you just say that because you love me and you're jealous. I'm a hobbler. I'm kind of excited about taking my trip to see my daughters tomorrow. I think once I decided just to get a hotel, everything seemed a little better. Yeah. Who is Cole? I don't know who Cole is. He's somebody that hopped on my show, talked for a little bit, and sent me $5. It was cool. Cole is not my, unless it's Colleen. You wanted to send me some coffee. Well, Loretta, reach out to me, and Cathos Prime's still here? Cathos, where have you been? You haven't spoken. You said goodbye a long time ago. Mike LaMancha is looking for you. You thought I was standing a friend. We discussed it. We discussed, should I stay in a hotel or with a friend? It'd be nice to catch up with a friend, but it would also feel like you're in their space. I got friends with huge homes with plenty of space, but still. True love is nourishing, said somebody. Well, I don't know, 55. You pay attention closer than I do. Where am I going? You did, but I read comments about WhatsApp. If you don't feel comfy, I can always just text you. Cathos, you just revealed who was my secret WhatsApp chat. I was trying to keep that a secret. Joanna, I don't know. Wow, you guys. I think if you had massive home, you still feel obligated to host them. Yeah, that's kind of what I mean. I mean, and they're great hosts, and they're very kind, and they'd probably like it. But again, you'd feel like, well, you'd have to ask. You know what I mean? And maybe they've got something going on, and they'd feel awkward saying no. Versus a hotel, you don't have to ask. It's what they do. It's what they do. Timothy said, Rush is back. You mean the band? Again, a truly glorious audience. I don't know, this show's probably run past its prime, and I'm not talking Cathos prime. I mean, probably run its course. We had talked about some important things. You're a friendly guy, Ken. All right. When you master English, we'll create a podcast where we discuss opinions on world news in Arabic and English. No, we won't. We won't do that. I mean, I am a friendly guy, but it doesn't mean I want to do a podcast discussing world news in Arabic and English. I see your messages. Actually, I don't, except this one. You'll become famous together? I don't overly. I don't know the great meme reset. In hotels, you can say yes or no and not feel guilt. Yeah. Today was full of different topics. Hello, Orpheus. How are you? Maybe my show's gone on long enough. How many likes have I got in 2026 during lives? Well, you mean in 2026, the 2 days that I've experienced? I've had 2 days and 250 likes so far. Somebody loves my show. Well, thank you so much for loving my show. I didn't know there was so much love for my show. But I appreciate all the love. And it's really coming in the form of 124 thumbs up. If anybody new, please like my page, double tap the screen, and subscribe. I need to join the commentary community. I don't know what that means. Kevin hates my show. Well, Kevin, what I'd say about that is hate and love are very closely related. So for you to feel so impassioned about my show that you hate it, must mean you really secretly love it. Do you know what I mean? What kind of coffee do I drink? Well, right now I'm drinking Seattle's Best sea salt toffee coffee. WMCC very astutely thought Kevin is probably Tina under a different name. Yeah, could be. I very quietly removed Tina. Tina tried to get back in today. She said something early on, about 2 hours ago, that was negative. And instead of letting her spill crazy psychotic hatred towards me, I removed her. You never heard of that coffee. It's delicious. Kevin is a dude. Well, Kevin, are you the one that said you hate my show? Which means you really love my show. Which means it's possible you love me. Well, that's where Tina went. She was here earlier, WMCC. I saw something early on and it was negative, so she's gone. Oh, somebody is saying 5'7". 5'7". Do you know I'm a substitute teacher? Julie does not know me yet. Well, Julie, sit back, relax, subscribe to my page and like my show. What is the point of this show after 30 seconds? I don't know. Any thoughts on J.D. Vance as the next tremendous president? I just posted a video about that the other day. My fear is that J.D. Vance, and while I like him, and I think I'd like to go to church with him, I'd like to discuss the Bible with him and world events and world problems, my slight fear is that he wears his Christianity on his sleeve so much that it might become a problem politically, because I think it's important we keep church and state separate. And my fear is that his faith is so a part of who he is that he might have a hard time separating the two. Don't believe in rapture like you probably do. Well, I don't know what JD does believe or doesn't. And again, the interviews, he seems quick-witted, seems like a smart guy, a good guy. But again, I'm just a little concerned the way it seems society is going. For instance, if I may, and I hate to bring this up, I think with as regards to And you could solve this by making states have more power or the federal government having more power. But I think for a lot of key topics that are probably very passionate ones for J.D. Vance, I think most of the country, and I'll just say it, the subject of abortion, for instance, is a very difficult topic that the U.S. struggles with. And I feel society, or the United States, in the United States, I think that topic has almost been decided in a way that my sister, who is a born-again Christian, and J.D. Vance don't like and wouldn't want. And I think that's such an important issue that I don't know if J.D. Vance is electable, because he's so ingrained in his faith, which I respect, but I think it might make it difficult for him to be elected to president. His trying to convert his Indian wife to Christianity but okay, Narinder, just for the record, I don't know that he did that or is doing that at all. So my only issue, and I'm not saying that's right or wrong, you're saying he's trying to convert his Indian wife to Christianity. Well, if she's a devout Hindu, she should have known his devout Christianity too. So you could go both ways, and maybe she's trying to convert him to Hinduism. Gorshin says there needs to be separation. I agree. What do I think about Pritzker? I think he may run for president. I think Pritzker sucks. That's what I think about Pritzker. Yeah, I think they should have discussed that prior to marriage. You say it's him. Well, she married him. Okay, Narinder, here's my deal. She married him. So she's got to take some ownership into that as well. You could be smarter than me in terms of math and science. Well, it's possible you could be smarter than me in terms of math and science, but you might not be. But Narinder, do you hear what I'm saying? She married him too. Well, I mean, I doubt, of course he tried. That's what Christians do. They try and convert people to Christianity. Why don't I say he married her? Because right now I'm putting the ownership on her. She married him. She made the choice to marry him. He also made the choice to marry her. So they made the choice to marry each other, and they both made their choices. And I think they both have to take accountability for that. That's what I mean. Molly Miller said, God is accepting of all religions. But Narinder, do you know what I mean? They both married each other, and they both should have understood each other. And as I forget who was saying, WMCC is, they both of them have to take responsibility. They should have said, hey, devout Hindu, devout Christian. And why are we even, I'll say this, Narinder, why am I even talking about it right now? That's their own personal issue. What I've heard is they're a good, loving couple. And we are kind of just gossiping about a couple's marriage that we don't really know. Would I rather have hair or not hair? I feel totally comfortable not having hair. Mandani just became the mayor of New York City, and he wears his Muslim or Islam on his sleeve. Any thoughts on that? Well, Mikey, my thought is he got elected mayor of New York. And getting elected the mayor of New York, even a huge city, is one thing, but getting elected president is another. I wouldn't want him being president, because you're right, he does wear his faith on his sleeve too much. My issue isn't that it's Christianity. If I could pick one faith to have worn on your sleeve for the president, it would be Christianity. But my issue is there needs to be a separation of church and state that I don't think the dude in New York, or I worry that J.D. Vance would struggle with it as well. Can I read some Bible verses right now? No. Yeah, somebody said good answer. I'm not even totally sure what the good answer was for. We've almost talked for 3 hours. We have almost talked for 3 hours. There was a day this was called a Kenathon. I was married, and I did a Kenathon for 3 hours. And my wife at the time would bring out more coffee. She actually brought out my little son. I have a beautiful little boy named Augie, and he sat on my lap. And at the time I was on TikTok going live. And people could send various gifts. And one of the things they could send is a cowboy hat with a mustache. And I had little Augie, who has Down syndrome. He's the sweetest little nugget of love, on my lap. And somebody sent a cowboy hat, and we both got him. And both he and I had little mustaches, and it was the cutest little thing. See, my channel works with 3 hours. Yeah, it does. I can do 3 hours. Eve came out sometimes too. Yeah, maybe. She was so little at the time. Would I ever pop back into TikTok lives? I don't see why I would pop back into TikTok lives. If I would do it, I could do I tried dual streaming about 10 months ago, and it felt complicated to me. I didn't like the feeling. I was talking to YouTube viewers here and TikTok viewers there, and I didn't feel my conversation. It felt weird. And secondly, I'm really just growing YouTube as a platform. I don't trust that TikTok will be around a while. I don't really trust it as a platform. Yeah, it is hard to keep up with the chat. Again, I'd be talking here and I'd have people talking over there, and you guys wouldn't be able to see each other's comments, so you guys couldn't stay connected. I could do it, but I don't know. It felt funny a little bit to me. But anyway, we've talked for about 3 hours. And this has been a glorious audience. Dual sounds hard. I find it is. I mean, this is kind of hard. You guys might struggle with this. You thought TikTok was rumored to be canceled. Well, they did cancel it in January of last year, so about 12 months ago. And that's actually what brought me to YouTube. Because they canceled it, so I deleted the app and I went on YouTube the next morning. And I got a surprisingly nice audience. And it grew. It's grown every day since then. I don't know how many subscribers I picked up today, but I picked up probably at least 20. And I think if I go live for an hour, I pick up on average 5 to 10 subscribers. And I don't know. I like it. You guys seem to like it. And we drink coffee. I make a little bit of money doing it, and it feels good. Oh, your brother's still okay, he's getting out today. Well, Narinder, you have a wonderful day. 5-7. 5-7. Somebody give me an extra thumbs up so I get to 130. Wouldn't that be glorious? Kendra McCook is saying 4-1. I don't know what that means. I look like Frank from Shameless. I don't know who Frank is from Shameless. I think I know the show. Hey, somebody sent me a wave. Who is that? Timothy sent a high five. Hey, Timothy, thank you for the high five. I appreciate it. That was very nice of you. Does that cost you money? Do I get paid for that? I'm not sure how it works. I get gifts lately. Greetings from Sweden. See, that's a whole nother topic. I could go on for another 3 hours just talking about women from Sweden. And how I had a good friend a few years ago. When I started doing Coffee with Ken, I would go live every day. There was a dude, what's his name? I'm drawing a blank. From Sweden that lived across from me. I'll think of his name in a little bit. He was very fancy and liked cooking and liked fancy, expensive, like mushrooms and cheeses. And I told him that like American cheese was the best. He was disgusted. He didn't think American cheese was cheese at all. I'm having people say, yes, no, yes, no. But we got 72 people watching. We got 132. 100 gems is $2. So if you send me 100 gems, it costs you $2. Yeah, he was Swedish. He was a real cool guy. I liked him. We used to drink together. I think he may have stopped drinking. He was living in Naperville, working. I think he was making like a ridiculous amount of money working at some company. I couldn't remember what it was. But he would spend like crazy money on mushrooms. I don't remember what they were. But it was like, I mean, they were more than like buying drugs, these mushrooms. And he made me a nice little breakfast once with these fancy, expensive mushrooms and these little eggs and little bits of cheeses. And while I appreciated it, and it probably cost $50, the ingredients in it, I would prefer a big greasy omelet with American cheese. Hello from the Philippines. Somebody said it yesterday. What'd they say? Oh. Have I ever drank chai tea? I don't know. If I did, it didn't make enough of an impact for me to remember drinking chai tea. In New Mexico, footprints over 10,000 years old were found. Huh. I don't know what to say about that. You enjoy the mornings you catch my lives. Often puts you in a good mood. If you woke up on the wrong side of the bed, thanks for the constant good vibes. All right, it is glorious. I'm out. He is not real. Sorry. Who's not real? What do you mean? You hopped on from Sweden. I immediately switched the conversation to Sweden for you. And now you're saying I'm not real and you're out. Well, get the hell out. Get the hell out, person from Sweden. Mikey said I look like the actor from Powder. I don't have a whole lot to say about it. I never saw the movie. You've seen those footprints in New Mexico. 14,000 before a year. Have I heard of virtual reality? I think that I have. You are from Willow. Well, that's awesome. We're getting a glorious audience. We're getting a spike. Good morning, Chief Smoke-A-Lot from Chicago. How are you? How are you today? Good morning from Pennsylvania. We have some new people hopping on. Can we get to, do you think we could get to 140 thumbs up? Would it be possible? Has there ever been a stream that's gotten 140 thumbs up on it? Chief, well, enjoy going back to work today, but before you go, double tap the screen. Hello from the Philippines. I'm on a wave in the algorithm. Let's ride the wave. This is me riding the wave. I've caught the YouTube algorithm. Woo! Woo! Do I know in India, New Delhi in India has ridiculous pollution? I kind of thought it might. Hello from England. One stream got 1,200 likes. Well, that guy's, whoever's doing that has, by the way, it's not fair. All right, offensive, I know, I'm misogynist, but it's not fair. I saw a short today, and it was a woman who was working at a hot dog stand, and there was absolutely nothing to this hot dog stand video, except this woman had huge breasts. In her short, this video was being promoted because she had huge breasts. And I saw another woman who was wearing a tank top, chopping wood like in the wilderness, saying how cold she is and showing herself chopping wood. She had no bra on, and again, she was a nice looking woman, and there was nothing to the video. I mean, it was a sort of okay video, but by far and away, the reason people were pausing on it was because she was pleasing to the eyes. So when you compare my content, which is just some dude wearing his PJs, sitting in a sweatshirt in somewhere in Wisconsin who's 57 years old and bald, and I gotta compete against that, it's not fair. It's not fair. Other popular streams just rage bait. Well, I don't rage bait. I'm just me drinking coffee. By the way, I thought we were trying to get to 140 likes. And what about, but I'm interesting. Well, interesting isn't as easy as just having huge boobs. Seriously, she was a hot dog stand. She goes, and we have these hot dogs, and we have these hot dogs, and we have these sauces. But I promise you, the only reason she was put out in front of me and promoted her stream was her surprising, I mean, it was just eye candy. Somebody's saying I'm fake. How am I fake? Swedish person, what's with you? I talked about cheese. Hello, Astrid, from the Netherlands. Astrid from the Netherlands. I would like to ride a scooter through the Netherlands. Isn't it an amazingly glorious audience that we have, Jim Rat? Did I know that the world population is wrong? Nah, I didn't know that. I don't know if you're right. A lot of women on here do that. Yeah, no, I mean, and again, I don't even know if she was doing it. I don't even know if it was her fault. It's not her fault she had a large chest. And I don't even know that she was intentional, either of the women, but I think one of the women, she was wearing a tank top. She had no bra on. She was very attractive. And she's chopping wood and acting like she's a survivalist. And maybe she is a survivalist, but she wasn't getting the audience because of her survival skills. Have I listened to a podcast called Wisdom of Sages? No. Would I suggest a young 23-year-old man move from Italy to Oregon, or should you stay here because it's better? Well, to be honest, I've never been to Oregon or Italy, so I don't know if you should move. I don't know why you slightly want to move. I'm not saying it's better here or there. If I was going to move to the United States from Italy, I probably would not move to Oregon. That would be my advice to you. I'd move somewhere maybe less visually exciting, but more, okay, you move to Oregon and you're from Italy and you might speak Italian and want to be amongst Italian, move to Chicago. Move to Chicago. There's a huge, vibrant, there's a community of Italian people in Chicago, and I think you would feel, I think you'd like Chicago. You moving to Oregon, I don't know if you'd like it. I've heard Oregon's a mess, to be honest with you. How long did it take to ride the scooter from Wisconsin to California? Oh, I did not. I sold my scooter in Chicago to finance my move to Wisconsin. Well, I'm showing 139 thumbs up. Can somebody give me a quick double tap and get me to the 140th? You moved to Eastern Oregon, but the problem, if I may say, with Eastern Oregon is it's a desert. Timothy said upstate New York is awesome. I bet you upstate New York is cool. South Carolina, you heard, is nice. I think South Carolina is nice, but if I was going to move to the Carolinas, it'd be North Carolina. Mikey says Long Island, New York. And again, I'm obviously biased. I love Chicago, but I like Chicago better than New York. And again, I'm obviously biased. Somebody called me an egghead. That wasn't very nice. I saw an interview with Tom Cruise. Some guy was interviewing him, and the guy sprayed a water bottle in Tom Cruise's face. And I so respect Tom Cruise's handling of the situation. And while being upset, very calmly did it and said how rude it was, and ended calling the guy a jerk. But he called him out and he said, why would you do that? That was so rude. I'm here trying to answer your questions and do an interview with me, and you sprayed a water bottle in my face. Why would you do that? And he was very not upset, not enraged, not overly emotional, but called the guy out and made him own him being a jerk. Somebody said, just ignore people like that. I don't know if you're talking to me. Ignore the people that spray you in the face with a water bottle. It was hard for Tom Cruise. He was doing an interview and the guy sprayed him in the face with a water bottle. I'm almost at 150 likes. I can't handle the pressure. I don't know if I've ever gotten to a 150 likes. Somebody who needs attention said Tom would never give me an interview. I didn't say Tom Cruise would give me an interview. I said somebody was interviewing Tom Cruise and sprayed him in the face with a water bottle and thought Tom Cruise handled it very well. You met Tom Cruise when he was filming Risky Business. He's a cool guy. That's so funny because that's seriously like 43 years ago. That came out in like 82 or 83. I do think Tom Cruise is a cool guy. I don't know why he gets such negative anything. Don't get me started. I like Tom Cruise a lot. He's a great actor. He's done great movies. People rip on him for Scientology. He doesn't annoy me with Scientology. I don't even know what Scientology is. And personally, I don't really care what he believes and doesn't believe. You know? And if you don't like him because he hopped on his couch saying how much he loved his wife on an Oprah show, I don't get that either. I think that should be applauded. You wonder what a movie costs at the theater. I've tried to see movies. I tried the other day and watched a movie, but it was, what's the movie with the blue people that was like the #1 seller of all times? What's the blue people movie? Does anyone know? Joanne saying you can't accept Scientology. I don't even, why do we even care about Scientology? I mean, why do we care about what Tom, I mean, I don't know. He's not going around doing horrific things. John Travolta doesn't seem particularly horrible. I'm not saying I'm a Scientologist, but why are we discussing his faith? Avatar, thank you, Avatar. There's a new Avatar out. Snoozer, didn't want to go see it. Tom Cruise isn't married anymore. His wife divorced him because of Scientology and something about not seeing his daughter because of it. Yeah, but again, I think we're believing gossip. People gossip about me and say things that aren't true about me and me seeing my kids. And they lie about me, and I'm insignificant. So Tom Cruise, who's one of probably the biggest movie star in the world, people have say a lot of mean and untrue things about, I guarantee it. 55, shouldn't you be working out? You got to go, but will it be on tomorrow? I don't make promises, but I go on every day. You're at the gym. All right. You're almost done. You know how jealous that makes me, 55? I haven't even gone yet. What are my hobbies? I was thinking about it. My biggest hobby probably is taking a bath. I might have taken 2 yesterday, and not because I needed to be clean, because I was looking for something to do. And I go, why wouldn't I want to sit in this nice hot water with this bubble bath? Well, I'm not saying you got to jump up and down because you're going to meet Tom Cruise. I don't even have any great desire to meet Tom Cruise. I just don't know why people don't like him. What about interests? I have such diverse interests. Ask me about something. I'm interested in everything. I'm interested in Tom Cruise. I'm interested in the Bible. I'm interested in working out, in candles and coffee. Mikey's going to fold his clothes. I'm going to go get a little more coffee. We have 152 thumbs up. This might be a record for me. Again, I'm not worshiping at the altar of Tom Cruise, but he gets such negative backlash that I don't get. He seems, every interview I've ever seen him on, he seems nice. I think people are jealous. And I heard David Chappelle say, there's nothing, how did he phrase it? There's nothing, and he didn't say anything negative about him, but he's saying there's nothing people enjoy more than seeing a strong man fall. And I think people are jealous of Tom Cruise because he's got a big smile and good hair and successful movies. And I think so we look for reasons to tear him down, and I don't see why. You could say the same for Bill Cosby. Say what the same? It's Fat Albert, and I'm going to sing the song for you. And Bill's going to tell you a thing or two. Do you guys remember Fat Albert? We got 73 people watching and 153 thumbs up. Part of me is wondering if I could get to 160. I don't want all these thumbs up to go to my head. I don't know. I want all these thumbs up to go to my head. I've never had 153 thumbs up. I don't want to have to edit this video. The main reason I don't do these I wonder if my life would be better if I just fast forwarded and stopped editing old videos. I look at them as nuggets of gold hidden. And I'm going to be going to restaurants demanding free food because of my YouTube celebrity status. I already do. I actually want I want some dudes to come and pick me up in one of those things and carry me to the gym right now. I think I should get special treatment. No, you're right. But his views on certain topics are... Okay, but I've never even really heard him talking about certain topics. And usually, again, I don't dig into the Scientology thing, but I don't really care what he thinks about that stuff. I need to leave the lives as lives. But then what do I post as shorts, 55? His interview about antidepressants. He might not be wrong about antidepressants. You look at enough of my stuff, you're not going to agree with everything I say. He might not be wrong about antidepressants. How can he understand a woman's mental issues? You can just do shorts as you think about them. It would be more fun and authentic. I don't think it could be any more authentic than the way it is, 55. Jenny Fox, she's actually right about antidepressants. The studies show that they actually don't work most of the time. I could talk about that. On lots of levels, Jenny Fox. By the way, you have a very sexy name, Jenny Fox. Should I get more coffee? Who are we going to believe? The medical community or Tom Cruise? I don't know. Do you want to believe the medical community? Why are we going to believe the medical community? They're the ones selling us the antidepressants. They are selling us these drugs. You don't think there's a slight reason to be a little skeptical? Somebody asked, who are we going to believe about antidepressants? Tom Cruise or the medical community? Tom Cruise isn't selling you anything. The medical community is selling you drugs. I'm not saying they're necessarily wrong, but if you're not going to be somewhat skeptical a little bit, I think you're missing the boat. They wanted to put me on antidepressants, but said, no, you've seen what they did to my friends. Okay. Look up Chelsea Handler's experience with Cosby. Chelsea Handler's kind of a nutcase, 55. I don't know anything about Bill Cosby, really, although I loved him on all his shows. But Chelsea Handler seems like a nutcase. The key word is selling. Yeah, no, again, somebody said, well, who should we believe? The medical community? The medical community is a business. Somebody said, isn't it weird how certain cultures use plants and herbs, but doctors in America always push medication? Well, they do. They make money on it. They do. They sell you things. So I think it's healthy to look at science and the medical community with some degree of skepticism. I don't know how Chelsea Handler seems like a nutcase. I'm not saying she's wrong or anything, but if I'm going to compare Tom Cruise to Chelsea Handler, I'm going to say Chelsea Handler's much wackier than Tom Cruise, if we may. Why can I have an opinion? I do have an opinion. I have an opinion about Tom Cruise and Chelsea Handler. I think Tom Cruise is pretty cool. I've only heard good interviews and fairly sensible things. And the biggest issue somebody's brought up about Tom Cruise is his thoughts on antidepressants. And I'm saying I might maybe agree with his thoughts on antidepressants. In a way, he is right. Everybody's body is different, but don't you dare assume you know someone else's plight. I mean, maybe. Does he make good movies? Hell yeah. Tom's ex-wife said he basically held her hostage, though. That's pretty messed up. A, I've never heard his ex-wife say that. B, a lot of people going through divorce say a lot of horrible things about the other person. So Chelsea is wrong, but Tom is right. 55. I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm putting it in timeout because I said Chelsea. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I look like Frank from Shameless. I don't know who that is. There is a huge ex-Scientology community on YouTube. I mean, do you guys really want to keep talking about Tom Cruise? Nancy said, yeah, grain of salt claims when divorce is involved. Yeah. Yeah. Look, it's his ex-wife. How often do you hear ex-wives and husbands saying really kind things about their other one? Yeah. What do I think about Johnny Depp? I mean, he's probably a strange dude. I love that he took that blonde woman and turned the tables on him that was, I don't know, his girlfriend or his wife, and turned the tables on her, and kind of got to the bottom of it, because it probably took a lot of courage to go to court and defend himself and put himself out there. Because again, his ex-wife was slaughtering him, saying how horrible he was. And again, yeah. Dude, Scientology was basically in the 1940s. I'll tell you what, I don't know what the obsession is with Scientology, why we're still talking about it. Like, why any of us really overly care about Scientology and how often it's talked about. I've never in my life heard Tom Cruise say anything super much about Scientology. I've never heard an interview where he's espousing some cult-like evil thought. The biggest issue that's been brought up on this show is Tom Cruise's thoughts on antidepressants. Yeah, and I think we're just kind of gossiping. Good morning, Dustin. How are you? Basically, it's a cult, and cults aren't generally good for people. You know what they called Christianity 2,000 years ago? There's no juicy gossip here. There's no juicy gossip. Oh. I look like a ghost when I read comments. Then I must look like a ghost all the time because I'm reading a lot of comments. Who's a better guy now? Tom Cruise? I don't know. I guess what I'm saying is leave Tom Cruise alone. Somebody wanted to suddenly turn me into Chelsea Handler. Nobody talks about Chelsea Handler. She's never come up on my show in 6 years of doing it. What I have heard about her, she seems a little wacky. But she's not a constant subject and constantly scrutinized, while Tom Cruise is. Is it possible we could get to 160 likes today? You're agnostic about Tom Cruise. He's a man, good or bad. I only see what he puts out in the public. Yeah, again, none of us are perfect. I'm sure he's said some things or done some things or feels some certain ways that are gonna whatever. But I just don't understand what the obsession for hating on him is, because all I know is he's a really good actor and he's got a nice smile, and I'll tell you what, he handled that interview with great grace for a guy that sprayed him in the face with a water bottle. Cult is considered a bad word, but I'm what it is exactly. It's just a group of people or something that don't do exactly what society expects. I guess it's in the eye of the beholder. Yeah. Again, Christianity was considered a cult 2,000 years ago. He is a badass stuntman. He does badass movies. Holy crap, he's in amazing shape. The dude's 62. Look how good he looks. Holy smokes. Has he gotten some work? I don't know. I don't overly care. Roger says, never downplay evil. Again, evil. I think he slapped a guy one time for being rude during an interview. Good, bad. Who are we to say? There are more negative connotations with cults. Coercive control, psychology, manipulation. Well, where do we label? I mean, what's a cult and what's not? Was Christianity a cult 2,000 years ago? Yes. Right? By all definition, a cult's just a bunch of people doing something that most don't. I look like the bald guy out of any cop movie. Christy loves Rob Lowe. Well, that's cool. He messed up his ankle bad. I saw that, yeah. 2,000 years ago, the word cult wasn't used. How do you know when the word cult was invented, Jenny Fox? Out of curiosity. Comparative religion in college taught you that the word cult wasn't used 2,000 years ago? I don't know if you learned that the word, I don't know when the word cult came up, but I'm not convinced that there was no word for cult in 2,000 years ago. Roger says, don't get distracted. Yeah, wow. Well, let's get to 160 likes at least. What's the discussion? Endless. It's an endless discussion. I could put it on a loop. It is a fluid discussion, Jenny Fox. Thank you for knowing it. Now we're just wondering, and again, there's no use for me staying on live because no matter how many subscribers, likes, thumbs up, donations, gems, whatever, you always just want more. What type of food have I missed from my hometown? I mean, I only moved 150 miles away. I would say local pizza, I think I'd missed from my hometown most, but nothing particularly. You think Jesus laughs at your dirty jokes? You better use super chill. I tell you, Johanna, you watch Chosen, he cracks some jokes in The Chosen. So what do I do when I am not YouTubing? Well, I'm trying to go off to the gym. Don't I have to go to my 9 to 5? No, I don't. How about you, Frosty? Why aren't you at your 9 to 5? I've got to watch Brad Williams. I don't know who Brad Williams is. Jenny Fox, what do you do for a living? I'm just curious. I get bored of describing what I do for a living. Is my back better? I don't know that it is. Please tell me the duration of this live. Spider-Man, go study for your geography. I'm not giving you a time limit on my live. I look like a nice guy. Well, thank you. You started a good manufacturing company. What does it mean to have a good manufacturing company, Jenny Fox? What does a good manufacturing company mean? And Spider-Man, yeah, why aren't you studying? Food? Oh, a food manufacturing company. No. You make food? Do you package it? It means I have a hard time typing on my phone. A food manufacturing company, I think you're saying. Like, do you package it or make it microwavable or portable or what have you? I'm not sure if your mistype was, yes, make, package, sell. Okay, are you, I don't know. Okay, I'm curious. Are you into, have you always been into cooking? Welcome back, 55. I'm sure it was hard. You probably couldn't even finish your sit-ups because you couldn't argue with me about Chelsea Handler anymore. I don't care about Chelsea Handler. Chelsea Handler does not get attacked. Tom Cruise does. That's why I was talking about it. Where are you? Where are you? Let's see. Why am I being rude with Spider-Man? I don't even know who Spider-Man is. Good morning, Kathy Small. How are you? She's also only mildly funny. She kind of had a show that was somewhat decent the other day. I don't want to talk about Chelsea Handler a whole lot. Let's see. You enjoy cooking. Wait, where's Jenny Fox? Yeah, he is kind of rude, respectful with Spider-Man. Oh, yeah, we got to be careful. We all have to be very respectful with Spider-Man. Somebody called me Unk twice. I find that derogatory. And I grow weary of derogatory. Forgot to tell you, the house I lived to show last Saturday, I've got put under contract. Maybe you're a lucky charm. I am a lucky charm. Yeah, I know. When somebody calls me Unk, I just think they're trying to be mean or something. It gives me a bad vibe. Do you know what I mean? It certainly doesn't feel warm and fuzzy. Cathos Prime is still in the house. By the way, can we get to that 160 likes? How about we double tap? Somebody out there double tap a little bit. Jeff says, I'm a lucky charm if you rub my head. It also turns it bronze. You're old, what does unk mean? I don't know, but it feels not complimentary. Well, Spider-Man, I don't know why the chat is supporting you or unsupporting you. Are you the one that needs to study for geography? Go do it. Your youngest calls you Unk. It's a term of endearment. It's funny, my daughter called me, called her mom bro. And I thought that was funny. I'm going, you're calling your mom bro? Frosty, you keep asking, what's my profession? I'm betting you know. I've said it. I probably said it on this show 3 times. And I get a little bored of saying I have 3 jobs. I'm a server, I'm a bartender, and I'm a substitute teacher, and I'm also a mega successful content creator. Oh, I know what bro is short for. I understand that bro is short for brother, and unk is probably short for uncle. But I found it really funny that my daughter called her mom bro. I found that funny. It is diverse, Jenny Fox. I'd like to narrow it down. I was a realtor for 17 years, and I left that about 4 years ago. Haven't figured out what I want to do when I grow up. No, I'm not going to say the duration of this live to Spider-Man. He can go. I'm not here to solve Spider-Man's studying time or my duration or to answer any questions like that. I'm going to go until I stop talking. Why did I leave real estate? I've probably done 100 videos on that. Oh, I felt good. Same, haven't found that purpose. Uber meaning, maybe when I grow up you'll know. Jenny Fox, I feel the same way. I haven't decided what I want to do when I grow up. But the one thing that does seem to work is Coffee with Ken. It grows every day and seems to make a difference in people's lives. Nancy, well, I appreciate you being here since 6 o'clock and following along. Yeah, Jenny Fox, I think I found a way to do it. I think I found a way to do it and make a difference and make an impact. And again, I have 3 jobs, and 2 of them I don't really find much satisfaction in. Substitute teaching, I definitely do. And also creating content here on YouTube, I do as well. But anyway, it has been a glorious audience. This might be my longest show in history. Probably first time I've gotten 160 thumbs up. And I appreciate you guys so much for joining on this Friday morning. But my brother's name is Ken, so there's that. All right, well, thank you, Nancy. Have a great day. Tell your brother, Ken, I said hello. Dustin doesn't like when people call him Buddy. Yeah, Buddy, I'll tell you what I like, Dustin, is being called mate. When Australians call you mate, I kind of like that. That seems endearing. Yeah. But buddy or unk or bro. All right, Kathos, have a great day. It definitely sounds, well, same with bro and unk. It seems like, hey boss, yeah. Yeah. But anyway, again, it's been a glorious, glorious audience. This was quite a show. I appreciate you for joining me today. It is Friday morning. I'm probably going to FaceTime my little ones, and I'm going to hobble off to the gym. And hey, good morning, Miley. How are you? I'm just signing off, Miley. I've talked for almost 4 hours today, which is crazy. But I appreciate you all for joining today and following along in my little show, my Coffee with Ken. And I appreciate you guys for being here, all the love and support you give me. And I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. I hope you are feeling good. I hope you are loving yourself. I hope you are forgiving yourself. And as always, I hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.